Content of Patriots Unfiltered may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
The world's original podcast.
Welcome to Patriots Unfiltered, presented by Toyota.com.
You got to lead, Spain. Finish it off, because, man, these guys are... It's just like Brady. You got to put them down, and then you got to put them down again until the clock hits zero. Until the clock hits somewhere in the late 90s.
Right. You're a truck guy now. I don't know if you've made that announcement.
You got a truck?
He's
Well,
a truck guy.
Okay.
Ford F-150, so...
Nice. Wow.
Yeah, technically my wife's car, so I'm trying to decide...
Your wife?
Yeah.
She likes a big truck like
Yeah,
that.
well, why are they trying to put more people into the DMV? You know, you've all heard that ad on TV, like, I can't stamp it unless you go to,
How about the woman who sings? When I watch the Red Sox, I yell at the TV.
Yeah.
My wife says, they can't hear you. I'm like, no, they can. There are pipes.
If it was pitching, I mean,
I don't know if Evan ever did work out.
No.
I don't even know if I'd have Paul pitch. Have you ever seen him? It's like all slurve and like,
Really?
Yeah, like
Was he drunk?
50 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So would you rather someone captures a video of you picking your nose and eating it, or all of your arguments with your partner are transcribed and sent to their parents?
Oh, God.
Oh, I'd do the second one.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, they'd be
What?
like-
Because I'm always right.
This is Patriots Unfiltered.
Presented by Toyota.com.
All right, welcome to Patriots Unfiltered. It is Tuesday here at Gillette Stadium, and we're getting back to normal, and we're also getting ready for training camp. This week. Guys are showing up. We saw some rookies showing up today. So this is it. We're
It
back.
is.
And it's Evan, it's Paul, it's me, it's Mike, it's Matt in the booth, and we're talking Patriots again.
Yeah, the boys are back. We're back. Good to see you guys.
The boys are
Nice to
back,
have you back.
from your holidays.
Holiday.
That's how they say it in
Holiday.
Europe.
Yeah.
You were on holiday.
Evan and I held it down before we left. Don't you worry.
we heard.
Show was in good shape.
I heard about that.
Yeah, the ratings reflected it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So how you
Oh, yeah,
guys?
your shows were bang on.
How you guys doing? What did you do during your
Go ahead, Paul.
vacations?
I had a staycation. I didn't.
Yeah.
I did a couple of things around here. Went on the Spirit of Boston. That was fun.
Oh, nice.
Saw some
Really?
of the tall ships.
Okay.
But that was a fun night. Went down to Plymouth. A friend of mine has a beach house down there. Spent the day down there. It was good. It was a good time. But nothing.
Did you
else.
see the baby?
I didn't see any. I didn't see any.
That's a
I didn't-
Seinfeld reference.
I got it. I didn't see the baby. You gotta see the
You
baby.
gotta see the baby.
What is so great about the baby? Yeah, that was about it. I did a couple of radio hits, as you like to say.
I heard you.
On the sad holiday fill-in host times.
Nothing sadder than the holiday fill-in host.
Yeah. Nothing more necessary for me though. Is the sad holiday fill-in.
Yes.
Revenue.
Money. Yeah, sure.
There you go.
Evan, what about you?
Spent a week on the vineyard, which was really nice.
Hoti toti. Whereabouts on the vineyard?
Our house, we got an Airbnb, not like a big house, so, but we were in Oak Bluffs this year, but we pop around.
Yeah. What's your favorite? I
Edgartown.
haven't been to the vineyard since I was in high school, so I have no idea what's going on there. What's your best restaurant that you go to there?
So actually we tried a new restaurant this year that quickly rose up the list, so I'll give them a shout out. Pawnee House in Oak Bluffs, and they have great food there. Great, like kind of like Latin American flavor, I would say. I had a rice and beans bowl that was fantastic. But I would say Pawnee House is probably right at the top of our list now. It's one of our new favorites. We went twice, actually. We liked it so much.
Paul, does a rice and bean bowl sound good to you?
I need a little steak in there.
Yeah, no, it had
Some kind of protein- some kind of protein?
It had sausage, actually.
Okay.
And it was really, really good.
Okay.
And
I don't
proof?
I don't know if that would surprise you, but I
You have a rice and
every
bean
once
bowl?
in a while it wouldn't.
It's got to have meat in it.
I don't need.
though.
I would definitely have to
You gotta
have,
have meat.
either steak or chicken.
Yeah.
there was,
But I don't mind a rice bowl.
there. We also had this place called the Covington. It was just in Edgartown, right on the main street in Edgartown. Another new place that we tried. But like, if you want like the OG places like Nancy's, Lookout Tavern, those places are all really good too, and those will have more, Paul's burgers and things like
Oh,
that.
yeah, that's what I
you know.
mean.
But like the new places were good this year. I feel like it's becoming a little bit more of a vacation destination versus like oh, I have a buddy who has a house there, or something like that. And so the restaurants we're seeing over the years, like they're getting nicer and nicer, like dinner style restaurants that people go on vacation. So it was pretty good.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Deuce and I were here with Alex.
So what was the theme of the week?
Oh, it was a lot of World Cup and everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything but football.
So it was
pretty much,
funny.
yeah.
Like I ended up golfing. That was the last thing I did on my vacation. I golfed on Sunday. So I watched all of those matches, and I did watch I don't know, probably more than a dozen, I would say, of those matches, and I didn't see 1 second of the final.
No. Wow. I watched it all.
Yeah, I watched most of the final, but yeah, it was. I mean, it's one of those things we talked about where Spain dominated the whole time, and I was like, man, if this gets to penalty kicks, they've got a chance.
Well,
but
this is what Argentina's been doing.
Yeah.
But Spain is just a great defense, and so they couldn't get away with it.
I mean,
They almost did. They had a few.
They had allowed one goal the entire tournament.
Yeah.
crazy.
Not just one goal the entire tournament.
Yeah.
Belgium
it.
scored against them, the only goal they allowed the entire tournament.
Mike was telling me
Incredible.
that Argentina didn't even have a shot on goal.
Till
Nope.
like the 90-something
Yeah.
minute.
Oh, I thought they
think.
didn't even have one at all.
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
it
even
was-
know if that one
No.
counted.
Yeah.
It was late. But anyway, so World Cup is gone.
We're on.
It was a good World Cup. I'll give FIFA
Very
their props. But we're on to football here. Just so you know, we're on our regular schedule this week, 12 to 2, Tuesday and Thursday. Catch 22 on Wednesday, 12 to 2. But we'll also be live on Saturday for the practice. So starting at about 9:45 on Saturday, we'll be live through practice until they tell us we have to turn our cameras off. So looking forward to that on Saturday to kick off practice. And then we'll be back on the 30th for the
Yeah,
first day
following-
of pads.
I think Thursday, I believe.
Yeah.
Thursday. Yep.
So we'll be live on that Thursday and then joint practices down the road. But much more to come there. But so Tuesday, Thursday this week, and Saturday, bonus.
Right, and we will maintain our Tuesday, Thursday schedule during camp. Most of those shows will be from 1 to 3. We will have a slight time change. This week, as Fred said, is normal. Next week, when there's a day of practice that we have a show, that show will be pushed back an hour.
Yeah, because practices are in the morning. Give these guys time to watch practice, do the post-practice stuff, and then we'll go on at 1 o'clock and go right into what we saw.
Yeah. Yeah, and we'll have quick camp cast videos
Camp casts
after
are
all
always
these
a
practices.
good way,
So
yeah.
you want a 5-minute breakdown of what we saw? We'll bang those out too. So no, it's hard to believe it's back already. I mean, it's happens quick. Excited to see this
Yep.
new team. Forged in Foxborough, of course, came out on
Forge of
Friday.
Foxborough came out on Friday. Got about 80,000 people have watched it so far. Everyone loves it, of course. And I'm sure we'll pick up more. Another episode will be coming out before the season.
Yeah.
So we're doing it. And what we hope to do this season with Forge that's going to be different from last season is we'll have some sprinkled out throughout the season. So you're going to get in-season Forged as well.
Yeah. I was talking to Ev, though. My favorite part of all that is just anytime you get to hear Vrabel talk to the team. I mean, it was my same observation from when Bill did the NFL Films Football Life in the 2009 season. Any chance I get to hear a coach talking to their team and how they're trying to motivate them, what they're highlighting as being important, that's my favorite part. And just, as Ev was saying, it's just you can see why Vrabel commands a room the way he does and why guys want to play for him. I mean, it's just he seems to know the feel of the team, and it just comes back to me, how is this season going to be special? Last year was just so special. There were so many little things, Drake May, that thing happened, and just all the good vibes that seemed to continue to build. Really felt like it kind of peaked for me around that Giants game. When it was here, the atmosphere was electric. But how are they going to recapture some of that magic this year? And how do you? It seemed so organic to me last year. Things like the Warriors and all that stuff that happened. It never felt forced, like, oh, we need a team motto.
Right.
These things kind of just happen.
Right.
So can they do it again? Can they find that
good
kind of
question.
special vibe?
Because I do think Diggs, like the organic stuff to me was the stuff that Diggs sort of started at this time.
Yeah, we all
last
we
year.
need kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the way he sort of took ownership of that wide receiver room, and then as you got to like in Buffalo, you could see it on the field, manifested on the field, the way he got the team ready to go, and I think that was really organic. I'm not as much of a sucker for the other stuff as you are, like the road thing, and like to me, like they played really well.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to be difficult to duplicate because I think Diggs was a big part of that. And he's not there. Now, I'm not questioning why Diggs isn't here. I mean, I think we kind of all have an idea of why that is. I think they upgraded, to be honest with you, in terms of talent, but it will be interesting to see how they replace that off the field.
That's the biggest like non-football thing. Like how do they kind of go about creating that energy again that they had last year? And
something will happen.
It's not going to be exactly like last year.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that was such a big part of why they kind of overachieved was because they had this sort of galvanizing feeling to them. It's one of the best locker rooms I've ever been in. Like just the vibe every day when we got to go in there. Can you recreate that, or are they just better? I think that's part of it too, is that they might just be more talented this year than they were last year, and that might help it out as well. But how does Vrabel? What are the Vrabelisms that he's able to come up with?
One that struck me from at least that first episode of Forged is journey. So he stressed that each guy, you are all going to have your own journey that you're in charge of. So I think that was kind of a theme that I had. But then if everybody has their own journey, the team also has a journey. So what will be this season's journey?
Yeah. I mean, I agree with Paul's bigger point, though, is that it's all fueled by winning and success. And, it's, and that then it started to snowball, and I think that's, not saying these are the little fun slogans are why you're winning games, but that's the byproduct of it. And then it all feeds into it. And you get that vibe that you felt like in that Giants game where you're like, this team is just riding high right now, and then they fought some injuries and things were tough. But, that to me is exciting. And I mean, and then just to go back to the football part of it, as Paul, like just the talent on the field, that's what I'm excited to see this week. A.J. Brown out there on the field, and I mean, of course, the first thing is, of course, where's Gonzalez and where's Gabe Akers? Those are the first two pieces that I'm looking for.
And you talked about who's going to emerge as a leader to kind of take the place of Diggs. I think Byard looks like already he's vocal and will be part of that. I think Woodson also, I think you might see him kind of emerge a little bit. He seems to have a confidence about him, even as a second-year player, that really is coming through for me anyway.
Yeah.
On offense, not sure. I mean, obviously Drake May.
But I think that's the answer because, now, year 3 with a great year under his belt, I think you already sort of took some ownership of that last year. You guys agree? Like that ownership of the offense. I think you'll be that much more comfortable in year 2 of the system. I think you should see more on that side, on that part of it, the leadership part of it from May.
Yeah. Just being the conductor of the offense and, getting the ball out to guys. And I mean, it sounds stupid because I feel like we spent so much time in the early days talking about, we need to push the ball down the field. Like this is, when they were bad, like they had nothing down the field, right? It was just a struggle. And now I'm almost looking at it like, can Drake be patient and just take the little underneath easy stuff, And I mean, digging into some of his stats from last year over the last couple of days, like, that's an area I think he can improve. I think, and that's a way that you can really turn the screws on a defense where, you're just going to dink and dunk at times, And that I think is a weird thing to say, like, I hope he can dink and dunk a little more, but I think there is a time to dink and dunk, and, maybe it feeds into one of the things Evan talked a lot about this offseason, which is just tempo and, trying to push the pace a little bit at certain times. And, that to me will just show him continuing to develop. And, we said last year, I remember Paul talking about the season going in and saying, I think they'll win, I don't know, whatever you said, like 9, 10 games, something like that. But
14, I think. 14. My pick was.
But you were, measured as I was, but you said the wild card was Drake May. And if Drake May played well, then, double-digit wins are on the table. And, this year we saw that he has all the potential. Can he do it? Tougher slate, a little more pressure. Teams have more film on him now. They're going to look at what he did last year and say, this is how we got to approach this guy this year. So there's going to be some new things, that he's going to get thrown at him. He's got to be ready
I mean, we've talked about it before, and Drake has talked about it, but the fact that he's got a coordinator, again, that he had the year before, which has never happened in all of his career from college on up, I think that's got to really benefit him, that he's going to hear the same language, the same philosophy, the same schemes, and he's going to be able to build on what he did last year.
Yeah.
That's the key. It's up here. You said it. He's got the physical. We've seen it. He can do it all. But we've got to see what he can do in those most critical moments of the game against the best competition.
Yeah.
That's what kind of we're still waiting for.
Can I put negative Deuce hat on for just the 1 second? Like, is anybody
Is there
afraid
another
that
kind?
is anybody afraid he's going to regret? I'm not saying I'm afraid, but I just think it's a worthwhile conversation to say he played out of his mind last year and it was unexpected the level he played at. Is there a chance that he was punching above his weight and he's going to get into more games this year against tougher defenses and it's not going to be quite as good as it was
statistical
last year,
regression is different from
Right.
like eye test regression.
Thank you.
Like he's not going to complete 72% of his passes
yeah.
again. I think we can all say that pretty comfortably. Is he going to lead the league in every category again statistically? Probably not, but he might be better.
Yeah, right.
He
You know?
will be better. The only way he's not better from the eye test is if this offensive line is a disaster, and there's no way it is. So he'll be a better quarterback than he was last year. It may not translate into pure numbers, but you're going to look at him and say he's getting better mentally.
Yeah.
You guys really do set me up for these things, don't you?
Okay,
I'm just back. I have to wait.
go ahead.
There's like what Mike said, like we can all agree that we think the world of Drake May and that
Yeah.
we think he'll be better in year 2, but there's no Mike's scenario that he's trying to paint, a little devil's advocate.
Yeah, sure.
That's not possible?
It's not.
It's not possible.
So like
It's not.
Oh, of course,
It's not
and-
possible that he completed 72%
We're here
in the
to give
regular
our
season
opinion.
and
We're here to-
58% in the playoffs.
We're here to give our opinion.
Based on
my
maybe-
opinion is he will not regress. Okay,
No, but you said it wasn't possible.
I don't think so. I said unless the offensive line is.
I don't think he's going to regress either. I think he's going to get better. I think the guy's incredibly talented.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think all of us think the world of him. Evan, you had some good stuff with the numbers, though.
Thank you.
With some of the, I wanted to set you up for that because, I get a popsicle headache, but maybe some people might be interested in it.
Yeah, Deuce and I did our written previews, and then the three of us did our video previews of each position, and we released the quarterback one today. And I just looked into some of the numbers of what were some of the things that defenses did against Drake May that he wasn't so good against, and Seattle kind of did it in the Super Bowl, and that's the best defense in football. So when they did it and they did it well, it didn't look good. And the two big coverages that they called against him were cover 6, which quarter, half, and we can talk about that, and cover 0, all out pressure. And those were the two kind of things that they jostled between in the Super Bowl that gave Drake May a lot of trouble. And it's a blueprint league. Their teams are going to look at that Super Bowl tape and say, how can we replicate? What can we
Sure.
replicate? That's the blueprint.
Let's talk about that cover 0 for a second, right? Because during the season, now granted, it wasn't as good a defense as Seattle, but Drake did have success when he was blitzed. Like
Yeah.
he had really good numbers when he was blitzed. You have to look at that offensive line and how it was playing in that Super Bowl, and you have to say part of it is I don't think he had a lot of confidence in what was in front of him at that point in the season.
Yeah, I think though when you talk about cover 0, though, they're sending too many people.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you're not
that's- yeah,
talking about
sure.
like,
Getting the ball out
No, I
quick.
know.
you're not talking about actually getting hat on a hat at
I
that
know.
point.
I know.
So with Seattle, what they were doing, they were setting the guys off the edges, and in the Patriots system, you're locked to one side, you're sliding to the other, then the back has somebody. The back's dual reading. If both guys come, you're hot. Like there's nobody left.
And then
to block.
then it's up to the quarterback.
And the receivers.
Yeah.
The receivers need to know that they need to sight adjust. They need to turn around and look for the football. So, that's a big part of it too. Like, we can look at the All-22 from the Super Bowl and say Pop Douglas is wide open down the field, but he's 30 yards down the field and there's a guy in Drake May's face in 2 seconds.
Right.
Like that's not open.
Yeah.
So it was not blaming Pop, but just in general, were those guys supposed to turn around and look for the ball?
Right.
Would that have been more advantageous than running down the field 30 yards in a straight
Sure.
line? That sort of thing. So all of those things to me are more chess match related. And Seattle executes it to a level that not a lot of teams can. Like they might face that in the season against Miami or the Jets, and those teams aren't going to do it as well. But when you get to talk about getting against these really good teams, that's what's coming next. Is Seattle week 1, and so on and so forth. That these teams are going to have good defenses, and they're going to be able to do those types of things. So those two coverages were the only two coverages that he had a negative EPA against, cover 6 and cover 0. Everything else he was near the top of the league, off the charts against. So that's what everybody's going to call. You know, like that they're going to get into games against the Patriots, and they're going to call all these different things and see not only Drake May, but Josh McDaniels. Like all offseason, I hope that those two guys were coming for it with answers. You know, like how are we going to beat this?
So I'll just throw this out there. Snap comes, and all of a sudden it's cover 0, and those guys come from both sides. How is it communicated to guys already in their route that they have to, cut that route and turn? Like how do you do that?
So it depends on the play call, right? Like, so some play calls have a hot route where one guy is hot, and that guy, you're going to throw to that guy specifically. Other play calls, and usually with the Patriots, they have sight adjustments. So like when you see a guy blitz over you, you're going to change your route because you know that the quarterback is hot. So those are things that just come with everybody kind of being on the same page. And sometimes also you could, use the running back. Like the running back can either stay in to block, but if you see cover 0 coming, you could also sneak the running back out and try to, hit him in the flat or something like that.
So it's not really up to the quarterback; it's up to the receivers and whoever
all of the above.
To recognize. Oh, this just happened in front of me.
Yeah.
So I know.
I mean,
this is what's going to happen behind me. I need to adjust.
I'd say all of the above, and I think that not to always compare it, but the thing that Brady had was a James White, a Julian Edelman. Guys like that had that cerebralness to them, that those guys were often on top of those different types of things. And that's where this group needs to get. There's a lot of young players. There's a lot of players that are inexperienced in the system. They don't have 10 years of data to go off of like those guys did at times. So, those are the little things that, again, I don't know if every team's going to be able to execute it to the level that Seattle did, but when you get into the season, they're going to look at it and say, this is what gave him trouble. In the playoffs, in the Super Bowl, things like that. And this is what we're going to try to replicate.
Yeah, I'd focus on pre-snap and them giving him the tools that when these things are happening, that they can be all on the same page. And I think that for a second-year quarterback in this system, that's a progression that you should look for. I think last year these things were probably coming, and he didn't have all the answers yet. I think he had some of the answers, but this year the expectation should be that he gets them out of bad plays. I mean, I saw Burt Breer had a report kind of saying the same thing we've been talking about of what the expectations are for Drake May in year 2 to really master this system and, be able to get them out of bad plays.
More with his legs, the same, or less with his legs?
About the same, other than the ball should have been out. You had a guy quick. You shouldn't have had to tuck and run.
I like the way you said that. I would say roughly the same, but if he's passing up throws that are there to run and it ends up being the same running, I would be sort of disappointed in that. But the bigger thing to me is he's got to protect the ball better.
Yeah.
He led the league in fumbles. I think he had 15 fumbles combined. That's a lot of fumbles. And that's an area, we're talking about stats. His stats might regress. I could see him completing 72% of his passes again. I just can't see him doing it the way he did it last year.
The long
with the
passes.
ridiculously high percentage of completions on downfield throws.
Yep.
Right.
That to me is very hard to replicate. But you can be more efficient and you can protect the ball better and do things like that, even if the offensive line doesn't come together the way we think it will.
Yeah.
This wasn't to me, a regression isn't solely responsible with the offensive line. I have a feeling Fred and I, if these bad things happen, Fred and I are going to have semantic arguments on post-game shows. It's all because, it's because of the offensive line. Or no, you just made a bad play.
Yeah.
Because both of those things can be true.
Yeah.
What about design runs for him? You want to see more of those?
The red zone, goal line.
Yeah, red zone, short yardage.
Fourth
and one.
Game sealing play.
Stuff
that
like
kind of
that.
stuff. Maybe being better on some of the QB sneaks. I don't think he was, great. Didn't have a great feel for those last year.
That's a good point.
That's another spot. I think you could, I think it's a good sign that we can look at the MVP runner-up and point out a bunch of different things that we think he can improve to maybe offset some of the situational things that kind of fell their way last year, which felt like they got a lot of breaks last year.
Yeah. Yep. I hope he keeps scrambling, keep running.
Me too. I think that's a big part of his game.
I think that's defensively you have to account for it somehow. Whether your pass rush changes, whether you're spying him, whatever the case may be, I think that gives you a big advantage if the quarterback is a threat. And it's mostly, I don't think that he's he's not a designed runner in my mind. Like he's not Lamar Jackson, where like your read options and things like that are going to be a big part of it. He's a scrambler. He's like a pure scrambler.
I'm 100% with you.
And I don't want to take that away from him.
And if you guys remember, before everybody took some time off, they had that huge Seth Wickersham piece, from the Broncos. Did you read it, Ev?
Yeah.
I think you were away.
Yeah, it was funny.
It was way too long.
It was
and
ridiculous.
it was right up your alley because we're going to have these paragraph-long plays that we're just going to throw them in there every time. We have no idea what any of it
Nobody
means.
works harder than Sean Payton.
Right. But anyway, one of the big takeaways is something that Evan just touched on about that being a huge part of Drake May's game. And obviously, that was the number one thing in the scouting report was they wanted to make sure that they didn't let May hurt them with his legs. And there was, in a game that only had one real scoring drive, the big play on the scoring drive that gave them the go-ahead field goal, that's the only scoring drive the Patriots had the whole game. Yeah, right. And it was a 28-yard scramble. So, you can succeed the whole day executing your game plan. Let's not let Drake May hurt us with his legs. But one play, he has this, as Evan likes to say, superpower. Yeah. And I don't want to take that away from him. I think that's a huge part of it.
And the game-sealing boot,
yeah.
too.
Yeah, the game was over then. I didn't care about that. But, they don't score. They don't score well.
Just won the game.
No, but my point is that let's say he got 5 yards instead of 7.
Sure.
They punt. The game was over. It didn't matter.
I liked it.
But the 28-yard run, they don't get the field goal without that.
Yeah. Right.
And that's the only score. Remember, the touchdown came on the fumble for
Alice,
Johnny.
right? Yeah.
I almost said Jared Stidham.
Stiddy.
I'm going to call him one of my pet names, but I probably shouldn't say that on the air.
Stid the kid.
Yep.
If that fumble gave them, with the scoring drive was 12 yards or something like that. So the only one drive they had the whole day was 28-yard scramble for Drake May.
Yeah, and a flea flicker to Mac Hollins.
Yeah.
That was the other big play on the drive.
On the importance of the locker room, Travis in West Virginia says locker room, schmocker room, it's irrelevant.
I disagree.
I disagree.
I normally am on that side of the street. I'm the analytics guy that doesn't really account for those types of things. Being around that team last year changed my perspective.
I would just say I bet that anybody that thinks that way would change their opinion if they were in the Patriots locker room in 2024 and then again in 2025 and didn't see the difference. Yeah. Because, it was apparent with guys like why can't I not think of the big defensive lineman's name from Miami? No. Who's the big defensive lineman that was here for the Patriots and they gave him the contract and Belichick called him the best? Godshaw. You listen to him in 2024 and then listen to Diggs and these guys last year, and you tell me there's not a difference between that. Keon White from 2024. And then listen to the way they talked in the locker room last year.
Well, I will say, though, let's just say...
Milton Williams on Celebrity Family Feud?
Oh, no way, really? Oh, I wish I saw that. He must have been great.
Let's just say in 2024, Patriots win that first game in Cincinnati, and then they win 3 or 4 more after that. Does all of a sudden the locker room get better?
Maybe.
I think it gets better.
No, but maybe they're not bitching about the way they're being used if they're winning.
Right.
That was a big part of that thing is there was openly questioning the coaching.
Right.
It's not enough by itself to have a locker room where everybody cares about each other. But I think it's
Jalen Polk.
And conversely, if last year they lost the first 4 games,
you start to have that dissension.
This is why I you can have your cute little things that Mike gets excited about. Sorry, Mike.
I do. It's okay.
But you go to Buffalo and you win that game the way you won it, and the attitude you had going into that game, we're not afraid of anybody. We'll play you anytime, anywhere, and we'll win. You lose that game, and you don't get the same response the next time.
Right.
The locker room after that game in Buffalo was, for a regular season game, I had never seen anything like it. It was just, it was levitating.
And you have some opportunities to that end early in the season. Now, Seattle in the opener, I'm not saying if you don't win it, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, but you have that opportunity in Seattle to have a similar kind of win. You go to, was it Jacksonville is one of those early season ones. Good solid playoff team on the road. There's another one. There's 3. Who's the one
Seahawks,
I'm forgetting?
Steelers, Jags, at Bills.
There's another Buffalo game.
Bill,
so you have 3 opportunities on the road to beat solid playoff teams from a year ago. and again, establish that confidence, that swagger that you did.
Yeah, get it rolling.
Right out of the chute with that Buffalo win. Because that was kind of, it was a sluggish start to the season last year. It didn't just happen automatically.
Yeah.
They lost to the Raiders at home.
I mean, fumble turned it over 5 times against Pittsburgh
Yeah.
and lost the game they should have won. But I was thinking about that Buffalo game. That was one of the most fun games I've ever covered. I mean, it was just awesome.
That was a
to
terrific
be there.
game.
But I was thinking about Diggs, and the number I can't get out of my head is that Drake May completed 83% of his passes to Stephon Diggs last year. Like, that is absurd for a guy that was targeted as much as Stephon Diggs was. That was one of the best performances I've seen from like a Patriot receiver, and probably since like Randy Moss, honestly, maybe Julian Edelman in the Super Bowl, and he won MVP. Like, he was just on a different level. Like, it was unbelievable. And it was right out of the chute in warmups that he just came out there and he literally almost like went to the like 50-yard line on the Bills logo and was like dancing in the middle of the field. Like, guess who's back, right? And AJ Brown's awesome, and he's maybe even better than Stephon Diggs talent-wise. The 83% thing especially, I can't get out of my head, like how just insanely efficient that number is.
Yep.
And, how do you go about replicating that
Yeah, right.
football-wise?
Was that Diggs? Was it Drake? I mean, I know it's both of them, but
Like, Romeo
why?
Dobbs is not going to catch 83% of the passes.
And that's
Drake
why,
may
like,
throw.
some of the analytics stuff bothers me, because there's a couple of things. And I've seen this written in a few different places, how Drake May did that last year with absolutely nothing around him.
nothing.
Nothing.
Zero.
I would push back on that. And that would be Exhibit A, what Evan just explained.
Yeah.
Okay, that's number one. Now, I do think he has more around him this year. I think you add Brown and Dobbs, that's greater than Diggs, if you ask me. Well, we'll see how it unfolds. There's no guarantees in anything. But I do think he has more to work with this year than he did last year. We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, so I push back on that. The other thing is, I think people, because these analytics are so prevalent now, and you don't watch the games, you just look at the spreadsheet at the end of the game. Diggs was like a 50% snap guy, right? Little over 50?
55, yeah.
55. And people look, well, Diggs was coming off a torn ACL. You had to limit his usage. But that doesn't tell the story of the 83% efficiency rate he had.
Right.
Was that number one in the league?
Yeah.
For wideouts,
well, it depends on
anyway.
how you sort it by targets or, minimums and
It,
stuff
it
like that.
had to be
but-
for wideouts. It had to
yeah.
be number one.
Yeah. Number
Right? Like, that's, like, invaluable. And I don't think that you can quantify the story that Evan told about the logo in Buffalo.
It's crazy.
Like, your number one receiver just went out and said, yep, we're here, deal with it. And then went out and had that performance. And by the way, he had that kind of performance in a couple of other big spots later on. Now, I've been critical
Down the end.
of his postseason, and I don't think he was quite as good in the postseason. And that's been his MO. He kind of runs out of gas a little bit. He's a little older now.
Was it
it's
him
fine.
running out of gas, or teams just saying, we're just not going to let him beat us?
Well, then you're out of gas if you're allowing the other team to
No,
dictate that.
but
You can't do that to Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson.
Teams have.
No, they don't.
Teams have, I mean, I think
And,
like
and
and
they
I
better
think
not
in
be able to do it to A.J. Brown.
I think in the NFL, if a team focuses on one guy, they can shut him down, whether it's an elite pass rusher or a wide receiver or running back. But the good teams make them pay for that focus on that one
I
player.
think they're more equipped to do that this year, which is where my
They have
optimism
options.
comes in, is that it's not just Diggs and then a bunch of guys. It's Brown, Dobbs, and Hunter Henry.
and
And
what
the rest
does
of the
all
group.
that do for the running game?
Right.
Right.
Well, that's a big hope, I think, for us nerds, is that, they saw one of the highest rates of single high safeties in the league last year during the regular season, because nobody really respected their outside receivers. As much as Drake May made them eventually, they didn't during most of the portion of the season. So having a guy like A.J. Brown now, who's a true outside guy and not like a Diggs, who's more of an inside player at
Yep.
this point, do they see a lot more too high safeties? And then it's Reggie Gilliam and Ramondre or Travion Henderson, and then we can run the ball at you. So they have a little bit,
Freddie.
they
Here
have
we
a little
go.
bit more flexibility.
They're easy to defend.
Not anymore, bro.
Not anymore, baby.
They weren't easy to defend last year.
They have more answers in that way to pivot.
Right.
You know, like if you are going to play us in a too high shell because of Drake May's deep ball and A.J. Brown on the outside,
right.
we have a fullback.
Right,
we
Reggie
have
Gilliam.
2 running backs. We have 6 offensive linemen that we feel good about playing.
And
We're
we got
coming
an
at you.
offensive coordinator that can use these guys and figure it out.
I like it.
Yeah.
And in the lab.
I don't think anyone's going to stop us.
No, they
honestly.
won't. They'll be lucky.
Well, it would be a fluke.
Yeah.
I think we've already established
I think
that's the
that-
only way it could happen.
And no one's going to stop us. Is obviously, I know you're being facetious, but top 5 offense in football, I think, is in play. Like I really, I think that they have that kind of arsenal around Drake now that they can kind of do whatever you need to do. And I don't know if they could do that last year. Last year, there's a lot of 3 wide receivers. There's a lot of Drake May in the shotgun, like that drop back passing. This year, I think they can do different things. They can run the ball. They can play action. They can get big and, you know, put big people on the field and run over you instead of just throwing it over the top.
If everything on paper comes to fruition, is the one kind of maybe weak link is tight end depth?
I was
and
just going to
tight
say,
end?
Fred,
Yeah.
it's like if Hunter Henry gets hurt, I think it changes things a lot. And
Yeah.
I think you're kind of scrambling a little bit. I mean, I even think having Julian Hill, that hurt. And now, you know, it just puts a spotlight for me on Hunter Henry. Everything Evan said, you've got all this ability to do all these different things. If all of a sudden you're, you know, looking at Eli Raridan getting in there, or, you know, Dupree or some, you know, one of these undrafted guys from the last couple of years, or even Farrell Brown, you know, it's clearly a weak link that they won't be able to go to. So I'd love to see one of these other tight ends maybe at least show some kind of signs of progress or hope that, because I just feel like right now it's kind of Hunter Henry or bust at tight end, and it's all on him. And he's, you know, an older player.
There's got to be a move coming there.
Yeah.
You know, they hinted at it in the spring. It hasn't happened yet. I wonder if they're going to give these young guys at least the first couple weeks of camp to try to win that job. And then, you know, we get around the preseason starting around there, joint practices. Maybe they're making calls and bringing in a veteran.
I'm a little concerned about that, and that makes sense. I've seen teams do things like that before. But if you have a guy that you want to be a part of your team, I would think that there's some urgency to get him in and get him acclimated to your system as quickly as possible. Now, there's always a chance that you bring in someone that has some experience in your system, and maybe the learning curve isn't as great. Evan and I talked about that when we did our all football show.
Oh, you did?
Before you guys went on vacation,
okay.
we talked about like
Just
the
the
John
two of you.
Smiths of the world, and
Just the two of you.
just chopping it up, salt
You know.
and pepper.
You know,
Just chopping it up a little, talking a little
two
ball.
dudes talking ball.
Just talking ball.
Just 2 bros hanging out,
Yeah.
having a good time.
All right. 855-PATS-500 is the hotline. Podcast at patriots.com is the email address. Let's hear what you have to say. And by the way, I launched my first podcast.
Oh,
yeah.
it's out.
Yeah. At Toby House
Retirement can't be
Live.
far behind.
First one came out on Sunday. So everyone go to YouTube, subscribe, like. It's at Toby House Live. Even if you don't want to watch, just subscribe. Let it play through anyway.
In other words, do what everybody else does on the internet.
It'll help with the algorithm. So at Toby House Live, Tobey. Watch the first episode. It'll get better. Don't worry.
Well, congrats, Fred.
We're
You
off
got
and
the
running.
first one up. That's good.
Yeah, we're off and running.
That's
So-
great.
I'm going to sub Fred. Wait,
Good.
is this yours? That's not
Yeah,
you.
that's it.
That's you?
Yeah, that's not me.
Don't
know.
don't
Who are these
sub.
guys?
What are we subbing for?
You
Don't
know,
sub.
if you
The
just
more
watch
subs
a
he gets, the
video
less he's going to stay.
for like
Don't.
3 seconds,
This has to fail.
it counts as a view. You know, you just click on it for like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh no,
You're
but
right.
and YouTube, if you play the whole thing, it's even better.
It's even better.
And then if you comment, say, hey, good
like.
job or whatever. If you
an
comment, like, subscribe, do all that
Engagement.
stuff.
An engagement is better
Yeah.
than a view.
Yeah. So please do that. Just do me a favor, will you? I do so much for you. If you could just do me this solid, go to YouTube
Freddie.
at Toby House Live,
He bears
subscribe
his
to it,
soul.
watch it. I think you might like it. It's going to be interesting. We'll get into some good things. So, all right, that's it. I'll remind people at the end of the show too.
Do we have a crawl going?
Like I said, I've spent I'm like a parent. I've spent my whole life taking care of you. Now it's time for you to take care of me. Right, Paul?
Yeah.
You've done a great job of taking care of me. I'm just worried that I'm not going to have anyone to take care of me anymore.
No. All right. Let's go to the phones. 855-PATS-500. Herm's in D.C. What's up, Herm?
Hey, what's going on, Fred? Listen, I'm in the process of buying a house. I'll definitely subscribe to your podcast. So you say you're going to review tools and stuff, right?
Yep. So in the next episode, we're actually filming it tonight. Top 10 tools a new homeowner must have.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
A new homeowner. So that's
Perfect.
yeah.
Screwdriver.
Yep.
Right up my alley.
Chisel.
I had two quick questions. One question actually for Paul and one for all you guys. My first question to Paul was it's an odd question, but I promise I'm making a point. If I were to ask you who's the best basketball player of all time, what would you answer, Paul?
Best what player?
Basketball player. Of
Basketball
Best
player.
basketball player of all time?
It's Michael Jordan.
Jordan.
All time. Correct.
Okay, thank you.
That's really not a yes/no answer. It's very subjective.
Yeah.
But yes, that would be my pick.
I guess
Michael Jeffrey.
I guess I'm a little surprised because I listened to one of the episodes when I was driving back for the Hamptons, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think you said you'd rather go to 10 Super Bowls and only win 3 versus going 4 for 4.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Considering,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then how isn't LeBron the GOAT, Paul?
I don't
'Cause
think
the
he's
eye
as good
test.
as Michael Jordan.
Right. I tested.
I got you, Herm.
No,
Just a
but,
player.
But you didn't ask me.
thank you.
But you didn't ask me about accomplishments. Like,
But
I mean,
I guess I'm a little-
if we're just like counting rings and counting like wins at the end, LeBron's played longer. He has more points than Jordan, so he's better than Jordan. No, like he just played longer. I think Jordan's better.
Okay, I guess.
He also retired in the middle of his career. He retired.
Yeah, I was
Right.
gonna
in
say
the middle of his career.
For baseball.
Otherwise, he would have won
I guess
8 in
I'm
a
little
row.
confused that you.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm a little confused that you'd rather just win 3 over 4. But anyway, that's
There's a lot of guys I would
guess
take
that's
over
what I wanted-
LeBron.
wow.
Beyond
Yeah. See, I
Jordan.
don't even think LeBron. I'd
take Magic and
I
Bird
give.
over him.
I'm not a LeBron hater. I know there are a lot of
I'm
those
not
out
a
there.
LeBron hater.
Sounds
He's
Clear-cut
he's
number 2
definitely
player.
top 5. He may not be my number 2 though.
That's
LeBron.
you guys are
I think
crazy.
Jabbar's better than him too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Kareem
But,
Abdul.
I don't know.
Kareem Abdul.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tall guy with a
Alcindor.
hook shot.
We was under.
Oh my God.
Alcindor.
Easily the
Anyway.
best, second best
Okay,
basketball
Herm.
player of all time.
Thank you for the call.
You can be the biggest LeBron
I
hater
might have
in
a
the
spot for
world.
him.
Where's
in the top.
LeBron
I
gonna
might
go?
have a spot in the top 5.
Where's he gonna go?
Golden State.
Yeah.
You know what I love about this?
Is that the trust the
Nobody
process?
cares.
Nobody really does.
But
it doesn't make a big
The
impact.
breathless
It does make a big
updates
impact. I
that
disagree with that.
his group is putting out there, like the Rich Paul.
No, the decision this time around. We're not
Oh
gonna
no,
do
he's
that?
trying it.
Yeah, we're
He's
just-
trying
It's
to do it.
the indecision.
Wait.
The ultimate narcissist.
You're saying it does make a big impact where he goes?
Yes, I think it does.
Why?
Because he's good. What do you mean?
It's very simple.
Lakers
Very
won
straightforward.
one.
They won in the bubble.
Yeah.
I don't think that LeBron's like he's not a number 1 guy anymore. He's not your top guy on a team. But if he goes to a team that has a couple of pieces already and he's like the third option on that team and he's willing to do that at this point in his
Philadelphia?
career, Philadelphia,
No threat.
you know,
Jaylen Brown was the 4th best player.
I don't know if
No threat.
I don't know if Philadelphia works because they already have so many mouths to feed on that team. But I think LeBron
Shouldn't he just go to
makes an
Cleveland?
impact. He might.
Be nice.
They're on the list.
Nice
And I
story.
think they'd be no threat to win if he went there either.
I'm not saying, but I mean, just end your career in Cleveland.
It's on the list.
You know.
Nice. Everyone likes a good
'Cause-
story.
That's mighty nice.
But saying he's not the second best player of all time.
But I agree, like
Ridiculous.
impact
It's a
wise.
subjective thing.
I,
No,
I
it's
agree with
not.
Paul. I don't think that like people are waiting with bated breath to see where he goes. I don't think it's beyond that now with him.
Yeah, like if you're a huge LeBron fan, then I could see you,
Yeah.
sort waiting on all these reports and whatnot. But like if you're just like an NBA fan or a fan of sports, like you're not sitting around wondering, geez, where's LeBron gonna go?
And I heard like the NBA's waiting to put out their schedule.
Yeah.
Oh,
until,
because of him. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
what does that
That's
matter?
that's true.
No,
Gary
that is
Washburn
true.
said
What does
that
that
the other
matter? If
day.
he ends up with Cleveland, then the networks can figure out when they want to put Cleveland games on.
because they have like their big marquee days like Christmas Day and stuff like that.
All right, so they can change the schedules around.
Well,
they don't
you
have to
don't.
wait.
They
you don't
literally
want to put
can't.
it out and then change
Yeah.
it.
The NFL does it every week.
But that's not how it works.
That's
in the NBA.
one of the problems with the NFL is they have no regard for their fan base.
Just make your schedule. Don't wait for him. He'll.
What? Did he just say that out loud?
Make your schedule.
Just make your schedule. I'm talking about the NBA.
I'm
Just
still not
do your
over
schedule.
that you guys don't think he's the second best player of all time.
I think
He's a great player. He's a great player.
1B,
I'm teasing you guys.
Thank you, Deuce.
Just because I think other guys are better doesn't mean I don't think he's a great player.
Just silly.
Anthony's in Seattle. What's up, Anthony?
Hey, what's up, Fred, Deuce?
Hey.
Welcome back, Paul and Evan.
Thank you.
Hey, so you guys did it. You converted me. You've beat somebody over the head. For long enough. Eventually, you're gonna leave a knot. And I watched the World Cup finale, and it's one of those things where it's like it's everywhere. So you have ample opportunity to get in front of the TV. So I went to brunch with the wife, and I told myself, I said, okay, I'm just gonna, when I get home, I'm gonna turn it on, and if it's watchable, I'll watch it. If not, I'll just change the channel. And man, it was more than watchable. It was I enjoyed it. It was it was a fun watch. I think part of it was I thought of you guys a lot actually. One of the things was the stakes, and it's like a person who doesn't watch football, but then they watch the Super Bowl. When the stakes are really high, you know how much it means to so many people. It obviously enhances the watching. But based on the newsletter, it seemed like you guys were kind of either rooting for Spain or you thought Spain would win, and it didn't take me long to recognize that. I don't think I can talk intelligently enough about the game to say that they were better, but I don't think it's arguable that like they were faster. It wasn't even like they couldn't run with them, and I thought Argentina's goalie I thought he had himself a day, but it felt like it
Broke
was
a record
until they went by him. And then lastly, and I'll get off the phone, and I love that it's back to football, so I certainly don't want to hijack the show. But Paul, I thought of you, man. I thought of you the first time that a guy died and then was magically resurrected 10 seconds later. I didn't even react when the guy hit the ground. I just knew. I'm like, he's faking. These guys flop. But just the flopping in general is exhausting. And I wonder, and here I am, some non-soccer guy coming in talking about the rules, but I do wonder if they have thought about, explored, adding penalties for flopping, because it's like
They have.
every time
Yeah,
the guy gets
there are.
It's got to be egregious,
They
though.
they did it a little bit early in the group play. I saw that a
VAR
couple of
can-
times.
can give it to you, but it's a cultural thing. Like until it starts to be frowned upon by the other players.
Who was the first flopper in soccer?
Oh, I
Do
don't
we know?
I mean,
Can a
it's-
soccer historian tell me where did that start?
it's always been a part of like the
in
zeitgeist
our
of the
generation,
sport.
but I don't know. Like, was it always that way?
I judge it by the amount of barrel rolls they do after they go down.
Right.
It's a tough
All
one
right,
if
thanks, Anthony.
you're not a soccer fan to watch the World Cup final. That's a tough first game because
I had heard it was kind of dull. I didn't see
was,
any
yeah,
of
it
it.
Yeah,
was
to
kinda dull.
appreciate
It's all one-sided.
Well, but to appreciate how good Spain was in that game is to understand the defensive tactics and things like that, which is not the sexy part of the game. So it's a lot like football, like, defensive battle, like a Super Bowl 53, 13-3 game.
Oh.
Depends on who your perspective on life, on whether or
terrible
not
game.
you
Just
like
a
that.
What do you
terrible
guys think
game.
of the halftime
Oh,
of the World Cup?
I think that what I don't understand about halftime shows is like people that get so mad that they didn't like it. It's like you don't have to watch it, and it's like 15 minutes of your life.
yeah.
Like I don't know.
I went to the store. I didn't realize there was a show.
People just get so like animated about
I
how
know.
much they hate it, and it's like, is it
I
really
thought it was
that?
fine. I thought it was it was upbeat and good,
who was
except
it?
for when Bieber came
It was
in.
it was a bunch of
Oh,
people. BTS,
But
Bieber.
I got a little
Shakira.
whiplash watching Shakira's hips. I mean, unbelievable.
No.
She's like, what, in her 50s?
Yeah.
now?
It doesn't matter.
She still kills.
50?
She still kills, man.
Fantastic.
Does look, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when Justin Bieber came out, it just brought the whole house down.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
like
he did
in a
it.
good
He
way.
He comes
or
out with a
bad way?
guitar and he's like really slow,
Oh,
and everything before that was like lively and upbeat. And then he comes,
What did
he does
do,
his
like,
thing,
Go
and
Love
then he comes
Yourself
out,
or
and
something?
Shakira comes out and brought it back up. But
Yeah.
like, why bring him out? It brought the whole house down.
Well, he has so many like
yeah.
songs that are upbeat. I don't know why they picked that
Right.
acoustic
Did
song.
you like You Go Love Yourself one?
No, even that would have been better.
Yeah.
It was like one of his newer acoustic songs. I don't know why he didn't do like one of his like get the party started type of
Right,
songs.
right. What Shakira? Did Shakira like She Wolf or something?
No,
She
no.
did the song. You know the
49.
song that
The World
they
Cup song.
play
Oh,
every
yeah,
game when the
yeah.
guys
Oh,
come out.
Right.
Yeah.
She did. She performed that
So
live.
she's the World Cup
Right. There's
anthem
always,
person.
Right. And there's always
So-
like a song that they do for the World
Yes.
Cup, right? Like every
Yeah, like so Waka Waka is the most
Yeah.
popular
Right,
one,
right.
I would say. Yeah, and I was a little
Oh, I like that
disappointed.
song.
I
I like
thought
that
maybe she
song.
was gonna do that, mix it in.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's
But I thought it was a really good show.
it's a banger.
I liked it.
But yeah, that's a tough game to like the best player in that game was Rodri, the Spain's central midfielder. You're like that's not something that it's not like Messi or like Lamine Yamal up top, like someone that's scoring goals.
Yeah.
But it's just the way he controlled the midfield is what won the game.
I hadn't watched much of Lamine Yamal before that game, and he's another one with like Messi, where it's like the ball is just glued to his feet.
He's
And then
19.
he's just making little moves. But I did develop some of the appreciation that you're talking about, Ev, with there's just the defensive strategy that I don't know the X's and O's, but how quickly they closed, and there's just no space to breathe. And they are constantly, on top of Argentina the second they got the ball. I mean, it was interesting. So a lot of the other games I watched, I appreciated guys like Holland, the talented guys. But this was one where it was like kind of a team win. Just like these guys are just dominant.
Yeah.
That was Yamal was the guy that I chose. Alex asked us if there was a player that we hadn't heard of. Mm-hmm. And again, I'm a soccer noob. So like I don't know any of these guys other than the Messis and the Mbappes of the world.
right.
I don't know the. That's a guy I had never heard of, and I watched a couple of the games, and I was like, "This kid
hasn't been around
He
that
got
long.
socks older than him.
So I was glad to find out
He was the
only
MVP
19.
of Euros 2 years ago.
Yeah,
He plays
so
for Barcelona.
I know,
He's-
and that's what and I wrote that in my thing. I was like, I know everybody knows who this is except for me.
Yeah.
But I chose that was the one guy that I
Chad's
hadn't
in
known about.
Dallas. What's up, Chad?
Hey, how's it going, y'all? I'm about to bring up something Fred said in the beginning of the show. Fred was talking about he's not worried about anything on offense, and I am worried about the injury bug for the offensive line.
You can leave off that on offense part. Fred's not worried about anything.
Everything's great.
Everything's great.
Yeah. Well, we're always worried about injuries, but is it really worth it to even worry about it? They're going to happen.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it. So, don't worry about it.
But if they stay healthy, I have other worries. Like it's not like the only thing that can stop them is if they're not playing.
Yeah.
No,
especially the offensive line. How's that all come together?
I believe in laws of averages a little bit. I felt like last year we were on the good side of the injury.
Yeah.
The good side of the injury.
Absolutely.
And now I feel like we brought another guy in that's injury prone on the offensive line. I'm not sure.
Tempting
I think so.
fate.
I think he came from the Jets as well, just like Moses.
Yep.
So those make me extremely worried because I think Gibson last year was actually a big miss for injury. I think our second round running back really didn't show up at all second half and the end of the year.
Yeah. I don't look at what anybody did with the Jets as what they're going to do after the Jets.
Especially on the,
That goes for Sam Darnold or anybody. Yeah.
especially that turf.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Right.
The one thing I'm looking for in camp on the offensive line, and
Thanks,
we
Chad.
talked a little about this in the position preview that we did. Lomu playing a little bit at guard in the spring, perked my ears up a little bit because if AVT does get hurt, I think we all kind of assume that Ben Brown might be the guy that had to fill in there. But do they feel like Lomu could play some left guard? And if they do, then I feel like you have a built-in layer of depth for AVT injury at that point.
Yeah.
If Ben Brown has to play left guard for 12, 13, 14 games and playoff games and stuff, that's a little bit concerning. But if your first-round pick is playing there instead and he's, playing at a decent level, I feel a little bit better about that. But we'll see how much he plays there in camp. I'm interested to see how much they cross-train him at all four spots, honestly, on the right side and the left side.
I was just say, how's Wilson look at center? Is that a seamless transition? Is he, a better player there? Does he, do we see why they wanted to move him, kind of to his natural position? Is there a considerable jump in his play? It's interesting.
And you should expect an improvement from Campbell and Wilson in year 2. They should be better players.
Yeah,
it's just
stronger.
natural.
Yep. Darius in Louisville, loved every Forge episode, but come on, Fred, only 30 minutes? That was a little disappointing. Well, just so you know, there's a new rule with the league that teams can't do more than 30 minutes of behind-the-scenes type of content per week. Mm-hmm. So we're limited this year.
I actually liked it better.
I haven't seen it yet, but it's amazing. You're just going to get criticism.
Right.
I can't
Too
tell you
short.
how
It's
I
too
can't
long.
tell you how many people reached out to me about the ones that we did last year. Like
too long.
This is really good, but it's way too long.
Yeah.
Right. Now it's too
This
short.
is way too long. This is way too long. We make it 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like, this is too short.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I thought it was a tight 28 minutes.
It was very good.
Yeah.
It flowed
And
well.
It didn't have as much, like, I didn't feel like there was any repetition or anything like that as much as as longer.
I would push back a little bit. I would have one. That would be my one note. Was like I felt like we relived the AJ Brown arriving here 3 times. Like I felt like we opened it with him arriving, and like, and then and there was rumors he might. I'm like, didn't he already come? That was my only critique of it. Was
the open had him.
yeah, just I was a little bit like, where are we in the time?
Yeah, that threw me off too. But then I realized that was like kind of like a montage open of what the episode was going to be.
Yeah,
right.
And so then, like, because there was one speech that Vrabel made that was on the practice field that repeated, but it was because like the 10 seconds of it was in the little opening montage, and then it came back and you saw the full thing later on.
Yeah.
All right, time to take a break, time to eat. When we come back, more calls and emails here on a regularly scheduled Patriots Unfiltered.
Come welcome our newest restaurant additions at Patriot Place. Estella brings a celebration of flavors with a modern fusion menu, exciting cocktails, and brunch available daily beginning at 11 a.m. Enjoy freshly brewed coffee and Mediterranean-inspired breakfast and lunch from Angel's Cafe. Craving the classics? Chick-fil-A makes it easy to grab your favorite with mobile through, carry-out, and dine-in options. Download the Patriot Place Advantage app for special offers and to earn rewards every time you visit. Patriot Place. Shop, dine, enjoy.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
Whether you're in the game or betting on the game, you'll need a game plan. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the New England Patriots, provides you with everything you need to build your personal betting game plan so you can get in on all the action while practicing safe bets. Visit DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming to learn more about all the safe betting tools DraftKings has to offer. Hope is here, 800-327-5050 or gamblinghelplinema.org. Must be 21 plus. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com. Physically present in Massachusetts. See DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources.
There's enough needless nonsense in the world already. Your phone plan shouldn't add to it. Verizon's new Simplicity plan cuts down on the nonsense in your life. Now there's just one plan, one price. $30 a line per month, even for a single line. And everyone gets our best 5G network. It's a phone plan designed to do exactly what a phone plan is supposed to do. Isn't that a lot simpler? Switch today at Verizon.com or at your nearest store. For new customers, $30 per line includes auto pay and switch discount. Additional taxes, fees, and terms apply. Unlimited data is restricted to on-device smartphone usage. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right.
DraftKings is all about responsible gaming. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction.
And today we're going to talk about the running backs coming back in with Ramondre Stevenson, Travion Henderson kind of headlining this group. A little bit of transition, though. We had Antonio Gibson briefly last year. He got hurt. Didn't really seem like they trusted in the draft with Jam Miller, but otherwise not really an obvious third candidate into that role. Terrell Jennings still kind of kicking around as well. But let's start at the top with Ramondre Stevenson, who missed a few games with injury, but overall, he's one of the best pass protection. And make sure you let Paul talk about that. Paul appreciates Ramondre's pass protection, but just an all-around back who can kind of do it all. And if he can just stay healthy, he's one of the best backs in this league.
Yeah, down the stretch, he was one of the best backs in football last year. A guy that was right near the top of the league in yards per carry, yards after contact, like all those fancy metrics that I like. He was really one of the more productive workhorse running backs down the stretch of the season. They had a little fumbling issues early on, especially that Pittsburgh game, but then he didn't fumble the rest of the season. So maybe that's behind him as well. The pass blocking, I think all of it kind of came together for him down the stretch to the point where he really was the bell cow in the playoffs and played 70% of the snaps in the playoffs. And Travion Henderson was kind of an afterthought at that point. So it's not a criticism of either one of those guys, but if just looking at that duo or that tandem, you just would like to see them peak at the same time a little bit more consistently this year. I felt like last year they were kind of dueling fiddles. Like it was Travion Henderson was hot for a couple of weeks, then Ramondre was hot for a couple of weeks, but they never really had them both rolling at the same time to really truly be that 1-2 punch. But I don't know what more you could have asked for Ramondre Stevenson down the stretch of last season, last month of the regular season into the playoffs. He was excellent.
And I'm going to be really interested to see how the presence of Reggie Gilliam at fullback impacts both of them. And I know there's been a lot of talk about Henderson maybe lacking vision at times and how that could help him. But I think it might have an impact on Stevenson as well. So we know Josh McDaniels likes to utilize that position. Gilliam is a really good one. I think he's a pretty versatile one. He's not just sort of a meathead blocker. He can move. He's got some athleticism to his game. So I'm curious to see how McDaniels implements two back sets with a traditional fullback.
Yeah. Are we sleeping on Henderson at all? I mean, 1,100 yards last year total, combined between rushing and receiving, 10 touchdowns, but quiet down the stretch, Evan. As you said, it was kind of all Ramondre Stevenson as you got down into the playoffs and into the Super Bowl. We saw him this spring. The guy runs like lightning. I mean, you can just see the acceleration. You'd think it will be even better here in year 2 as he gets a full offseason in the NFL program. But are we sleeping on Travion Henderson a little bit as maybe a year 2 guy who could really elevate and be that 1-2 punch with Ramondre and be even better?
Yeah, I think maybe a little bit because, I was writing up the written version of this recap or preview, I guess I should say. And I was looking at the numbers and led the team in touches, led the team in yards, led the team in touchdowns. Travion Henderson, right across the board. And I don't think if you ask somebody, hey, who led the Patriots in yards, total yards from scrimmage last year, that people would guess Henderson. They might say Diggs, they might say Ramondre, and I don't think his name would come to mind, top of mind. But I think the couple of things that you look at from his game is just sort of understanding the NFL game and developing in that respect. There's no doubt he can run like the wind and has great explosiveness and athleticism and can make big plays happen. But the vision between the tackles that Paul was talking about, the pacing, like sometimes I feel like he's honestly going too fast. Both as a runner and a pass catcher. Pass blocking, obviously, is a lot mental. That I think that didn't exactly translate from college to the pros for him as a rookie. So all these elements, I think, are more between the ears than they are anything physical. But can he develop that part of his game? Can he see the field a little bit better? Can he understand how to set up his blocks a little bit better? Those types of things could maybe help him elevate from what was a really good rookie season that I do think is getting slept on a little bit to a breakout second season.
Yeah. To me, the thing with Henderson is consistency, like Evan said. And if you look at the numbers are terrific. They were very concentrated in a short amount of time where he just exploded. That Tampa Bay game, the Buffalo home loss. He had some big runs in there. I think what the coaching staff is looking for, and Mike Vrabel talked about this a lot, is more consistency to the running game, more so than just flat-out production. The numbers are what they are. I think he had 4 touchdowns of 50 yards or more. That's great. And that home run ability, no one wants to take that away from him. Hopefully that he keeps that while adding a lot of 8 and 10-yard runs with it.
Yeah. Well, like a lot of the positions on this roster, guys, it's like you get to the top 2, Henderson, Stevenson, really good, exciting, young guy, promising, some explosion, you cover your bases. But that's where the questions start. And I put Reggie Gilliam in that group too. I know he's a fullback with Brock Lampy competing at that spot too. But behind those guys, Ev, I know you got some real estate on Landlarison Island, so I'm sure you can talk.
Wasn't the best spring for my boy.
But Terrell Jennings, he's been around. He's a practice squad guy. He was brought up, got hurt last year, so he's been hanging on. Jam Miller they brought in from Alabama, who's got some potential as well, and Miles Montgomery, the undrafted rookie. It's kind of a mishmash. I don't know how that's all going to play out. What do you think?
Yeah, we're putting all these names in the hat and hopefully pulling out an RB3 out of somewhere here. I still think Glenn Larison's going to have his day. He's going to have a say in all of this, seat at the table. I really just like his pass catching ability out of the backfield. I think he runs with good power, good sturdiness as well. We saw that in the preseason a little bit last year before he shut it down. But I think that he's probably, to me, the guy that has the most skill out of this group and kind of excites me the most. Jam Miller, maybe a little bit more as well, as the second guy in that conversation too. But I know it's not sexy, but it's going to come down to special teams. Like the guy that returns kickoffs the best, the guy that can play in the kicking game the most. You are really banking on Stevenson and Henderson being your 2 primary backs in this backfield. And the third guy is going to have to find a game day role on special teams and in the kicking game. So last year, whether it was Terrell Jennings or Dearness Johnson or Antonio Gibson, all of those guys returned kickoffs at some point last season. So that's going to be a big part of this as well, and we'll probably have to wait till the preseason games to fully grasp that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We always running back such a hard position, Paul, to evaluate in training camp. I mean, you get into the preseason games, but you got to assume that Stevenson, Henderson probably not seeing a lot of carries in the preseason. So, this is an opportunity probably for these guys, Terrell Jennings, Jam Miller, Larison, even Montgomery, to get a lot and those train wrecks, and we'll talk about wide receivers too. There's a lot of depth there, and maybe one of those guys factors into the return game there. But someone's going to emerge out of that group, and also don't dismiss the possibility. The way they use the practice squad now with all those spots, and you see teams effortlessly, sort of navigating that throughout the season. The third running back very well could be on the practice squad for the majority of the year.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it because they have enough names in the hat, and you see that these teams just find third running backs as the late draft picks, UDFAs all the time. So even though it might not be like an Antonio Gibson who has some proven NFL experience, I think one of these guys, like Paul said, will eventually emerge.
All right, well, that's the running back position. Feel great about Henderson and Stevenson, but some interesting competition going into training camp behind them.
And now, great moments in history.
Richard in Prague writes in, please tell Matt Lauer look-alike he's wrong. It's pronounced Edinburgh, not Edinburgh.
No, this just won't go away.
No,
you know
tour
what?
guide.
Hold on, time out.
I have to finish the email.
No, time out, because I know he's going to,
I was much more lenient of the email.
Yeah.
Time out.
I let you read the whole thing. Matter of fact, I nodded off.
Fred hasn't read any of the emails, and there have been that have said Eric's right.
5,000.
You've refused to read any of those.
I've seen comments on Twitter that
refused. Absolutely refused.
The tour guide who told him otherwise was clearly a major bell end. I've never heard that. That must be a
Scottish
Prague
putdown
thing.
I just thought it was funny. They said, one of the guys said I was right, and I didn't even know what I was saying. I was just kind of throwing like Edinburgh.
That's another great moment from
All right, back here on Patriots Unfiltered, 855-PATS-500 is the hotline. Podcast@patriots.com is the email address. So we're talking everything. We were talking about, somebody challenged us about Jordan versus LeBron in terms of how many championships they won and all that stuff, or how many they went to. Anthony says, 10 out of 10 times you take more trips to the Super Bowl as opposed to going to less and being undefeated. It's not up for debate. But that's different. That's a different argument.
It is a different argument, but it is up for debate because it's your opinion.
Yeah.
Opinions are, by definition, up for debate.
People can say that just to be demonstrative.
But isn't that true if you're like tied? So I look at it like medals in the Olympics, right? Like Brady has 7 golds and he's got, how many silvers, right? But like that, LeBron and Jordan aren't equal on golds. Like Jordan has won more titles than LeBron. So, like, no matter how many times LeBron has been,
that's why Fred said it's not the same. I don't think it's apples to apples.
If both of them are like 4-4, but one of them has been 10 times and lost 6 of them,
it's more like the Montana Brady.
Right, but Brady
Joe Montana is 4 for 4.
People credited Montana with being 4-0 as opposed to Brady's 7-3.
Yeah,
I'll take 7-3 over 4-0 any day of the week.
Right, I don't think that's an argument.
That to me is not up for debate, but that's my opinion.
Yeah. Right.
So someone else might say, no, Montana was better because he went there and never lost.
Right, and
Yeah.
you're like debate.
Well, what about all the playoff games he lost that Brady didn't? Because he,
That's my mindset.
Right,
that's why I think it's more impressive to go to the Super Bowl and lose as opposed to lose 49-3 to the Giants on the way to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Like, which is what Montana did in the heart of his career. Not that it was his fault. I'm just saying.
Yeah, right.
Like Brady didn't have those.
Nope.
Baltimore
Sure didn't. All right. Emails. Joe writes in, Paul, the cute little things that Mike gets excited about are the things Tom Brady credits for turning his career around in Michigan and getting him on the field in New England. Attitude and energy.
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, Paul.
What are you talking about? You try to kick out my...
Clanking bottles together saying Warriors is not what got Tom Brady onto the... And that's what I was teasing Mike about.
Or Matt Collins.
So fun. Great movie.
I'm not telling you that they don't have fun doing it. That's absolutely fun. Just don't tell me that that's why they beat Denver.
Yeah, right.
Like, it's not.
But maybe it's not the act of the clanking of the bottles, but just the
camaraderie,
the energy and the excitement.
The friends
that's
we made
just
along the way.
You know,
right. That's the energy and camaraderie is what I'm interested in.
Right.
Not the bottles.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Like, and you can have one without the other.
Yeah.
I just don't need. Now, some people love that stuff. They eat it up. Matter of fact, in this day and age in the culture, where's that going? That's going viral today.
Yeah.
And that's the cute thing that people. It's just I guess I'm old and like that stuff doesn't really resonate with me the way it does probably someone who's in their mid-20s.
It doesn't resonate with me either.
No.
But you're an old soul.
This goes back to when Paul played sports. Because when Paul played sports, he didn't like the rah-rah guys.
No, I did.
No, you didn't.
I did.
You did? The guys that were always like, go on, hardos.
I was, well, you don't have to be a hardo, but like
that's
you could
what
be,
they were.
But I was kind of an energy rah-rah guy when I played.
I can't picture that.
Because I didn't have the talent. Yeah. That's probably why, if you want to go real armchair psychologist, I push back on those guys. Because they represented my own shortcomings.
The talented guys.
Yeah, these guys. Those guys.
The clappers.
I thought you liked the talented guys and you didn't
I
like the
talent.
try hard
because
guys.
I envied them.
Yeah.
But I was a try hard because I didn't have the ability to not do.
Paul, you never
play that
lifted a
way.
weight in your life.
What?
That seems
You
wrong.
didn't?
No.
You didn't try.
I tried. I tried. Believe me.
I don't know.
I wasn't a lack of effort away from being in the major leagues, Fred.
That's not what Tommy D. DeBosa told me from Everett. Let's see. David writes in, glad to see the full complement. How about each guy picking the player you think will show the most improvement? Who will show the most improvement?
I think that's an interesting
So rookies
question.
are out because they haven't improved yet.
Right. And it's hard to say Drake because, I mean, he set a really high bar. I mean, a lot of these guys
Drake's
set high
in
bars.
play. If you think, again,
tough pick.
The numbers don't have to improve, but if you think mentally he's improved, that to me, that's a big leap.
Fred just falls back on semantics all the time.
I'm going to go on the easiest one, and I don't even know if I believe it, but I'm going to say Kyle Williams.
I knew that was what you were going to say.
Oh, no.
I can't
You
do
don't
it.
believe that.
I don't believe it.
You don't believe it. You did not say that with your
Is that out of hope or
That's out of hope.
expectation?
That's out of hope. That's out of hope, I think. But I mean, there aren't a lot of players I feel like you can say like you really need something. Will Campbell, Jared Wilson, those are guys that
I
you'd
think
love to
Campbell's
see.
a good pick.
I do
if
too.
you believe it.
If you believe
In
it.
fact, that was one I might have picked.
I would say Craig Woodson.
I
think
Woodson's my pick.
The playoffs were the build, and then I think
Good.
this season, you know, I think he's got a chance to be
You stole mine, but yep.
considered one of the top 10 safeties in the league.
Question for you, Evan. Do you think they're going to go back to a little bit more traditional safety roles with Byard on the back end, and Woodson's going to play more in the box this year? And just, I mean, I think that fits into your narrative of he's going to be around the ball a lot more this year.
Yeah, I would think so because I don't think you want Byard in too many man-to-man situations at this point of his career. So if he ends up over the tight end or something like that, I don't love that matchup. So different ways to get away, around that. But Byard, to me, at this point of his career, is a true center fielder.
Yeah.
Like, he was kind of like Devin McCourty towards the end. Like, you're not going to put him in a lot of, man-to-man, foot races, things like that. You kind of want him just field generaling over the top of the defense.
As Philly said, last year's such a big part of their defensive identity, especially as they went along, was just that those guys were kind of interchangeable. And they were, they're blitzing Hawkins off the edge, then Woodson's blitzing off the edge. Like, they kind of, it was very fluid, which I would think sometimes teams try to get to. Like, well, how great. Like, it's going to be hard to get a beat on, but I think we have somebody as talented as Byard on the back end that you're willing to miss that or lose that.
Staying in the secondary, John in Louisiana writes in, there's a debate going on right now on X about how would you rank these Patriots cornerbacks, Ty Law, Stephon Gilmore, and Darrelle Revis. My list is Gilmore, Law, then Revis. I think with Gilly winning Defensive Player of the Year, that has him over both corners. Then Ty Law because how great he was in longer tenured than Revis. I'm a little biased because Gilmore is my favorite corner of all time, but wondering where you guys would rank them. Certainly not Gilmore, number one.
I love Gilmore. Ty Law is the best corner I've ever seen the Patriots have. I'm younger than some.
In
But
terms of Patriot, Ty Law's number one.
yeah, I think Ty Law's number one. I think Gilmore's.
I would
probably,
go Gilmore 2 and Revis
Yeah.
3 because of what the.
But in terms of like overall cornerback, Darrell Revis is number one.
Yeah, but
if you take his Jets career,
If you're taking full careers for all three of them, it's Revis, Law, Gilmore.
What was your impression of his season?
my
Because I mean, he was only here one season, Revis, and it was kind of a slow start a little bit.
It was the end of his career.
He was good. He had a better start to his career than Gilmore did as a Patriot.
He was exactly what the team needed, and it showed.
Yeah.
Like the defense wasn't a worry all season.
You know who killed him in week 1? First game as a Patriot?
2014 opener.
Former Patriot.
I don't know.
Devontae Parker.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
At
also
Miami.
He also killed Gilmore. So
I seen Gilmore.
Check that. That might be a Paulism.
Did you get those mixed up?
That might be a Paulism. I might be thinking of Gilmore.
yeah, Gilmore 2019.
But that front row seat to Gilmore's
Disregard everything I just
2019 season, other than Devontae. I mean, he was amazing. I remember that Cowboys game where he was like you couldn't get away from him.
I thought he got beat for a touchdown at Miami in his first game, Revis, and I was thinking, he kind of looks like he ain't that good anymore.
And then,
but then he was really good.
They were playing so much zone, and you had
right.
Browner and Revis and all these they're playing zone coverage, and Revis is like, what are we doing? And Gilmore is the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
They started off playing a lot of zone, and then they sort of figured it out. But I think Ty Law is the best out of that Patriot out of that group.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Physicality. I mean, interceptions. I mean, clutch performance.
Right.
Yeah. Like alpha too. Like just that shut down
Just looked the
corner.
part. Like I even remember him in the late '90s. Before just looking at that guy and being like, that is an NFL cornerback right there. I mean, you just look at him. I mean, he just got
his
the
pick
whole,
six in the Super Bowl is iconic.
Jeffrey in Canada, he says, Fred, you are the only one on this show who gets to talk about the Red Sox between now and October.
Absolutely.
You believed.
He does believe, and he's proud.
Evan, go ahead.
No, this is
Evan, Alex, and Paul, you all waived your rights to say anything. Evan said it was not worth watching. Alex said it's just a museum ballpark, and she's boycotting. And Paul said he did not buy their recent success. Deuce, I know you're a one-sport guy, and you've probably been focusing on our defensive line depth while eating your last lobster roll of 2026, because eating one after the start of training camp would be sacrilegious. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. The 2026 season is upon us. Here are 5 semi-bold predictions.
Okay. That's
Patriots go 11-6 and win the AFC East.
Okay.
I
I'm
can
not,
see
is
that.
Bold?
Okay.
Yeah, that's not that
11-6
bold.
winning the AFC is interesting to me, though.
Chiefs missed the playoffs again.
I could see that happening.
So that doesn't. That's not bold either.
I don't see that happening.
Okay.
If all these reports are accurate about Mahomes, I don't see that happening.
The 49ers win the NFC West.
That's a little bold.
That's a little bold.
I don't think it's
especially with the Rams.
Better than the Rams and the Seahawks.
Those three teams are really good.
I know.
Yeah, that's still
Any one of them.
They're the clear third team though.
Yeah.
Like,
The Dolphins will be picking first overall.
Wow.
not bold at all. Nope. One of the worst rosters in the league.
And here's one that Paul will get on board with. Caleb Williams is the league MVP.
Yeah.
That's bold.
That'd be cool.
That's bold because he's not consistent enough to put up the numbers that you have to, because
So
these
it would
guys
just be a
don't
crazy roller
because these guys
coaster.
don't watch the games, they just look at the stats.
Yeah.
And he'll have his completion percentage won't be good enough to win it. He could play good enough, but the completion percentage I can't see being like that gaudy 70% that May did last year.
But if he's got a bunch of yards running and they're winning,
and
he'd be in the mix.
I feel like there'd be like with him, there'd be
he wasn't in the mix last year. He did all those things. But his stats are just kind of pedestrian because he doesn't complete enough.
Yeah, right.
Can we go
the
back
guy
to
I was thinking about, by the way, is Mike Wallace.
Mike Wallace. Can we go back to the Red Sox thing real quick?
Oh, no, you can't. Fred
So, I just want to say, you gotta separate these two things. Like this to me, the movie that comes to mind when I think about these current Red Sox is Major League. Right? They're doing this in spite of ownership and upper management. They're not doing this because the team is pointed in the right direction and they are getting the resources they need or they're doing good things. No, this is unbelievable what they're doing.
So you think that they're playing way above their potential, their abilities.
Yeah, but I'm just
The
but I'm also just saying that
I think they have good pitchers.
My frustrations with the Red
does
Sox.
everybody else.
is nothing to do with the players on the field. My frustration with the Red Sox has to do with the dude that sits in the owner's box. So that's why I don't want to give him my money until he starts taking it seriously.
So it's funny. Like I kind of agree with Evan, and I made the comment like a month ago. Like I just wish he would sell the team if he's not really interested in trying to win. And now they're on a winning streak, and there's one guy on Twitter that he keeps tweeting me, sell the team. I feel exactly the same way.
Me too.
Like I want them to win every single game. I think this is unbelievable. I was riveted to the game last night. Now, partly because my son went and we were teasing him like, you're not going to be allowed to go anymore if you break the streak. But we were watching it, and like these games right now, the last 3 or 4 games, it's like electric in there. It's back to normal Fenway Park. It's not the other team's fans creating all the environment. It's back to the Red Sox excitement. But this is not a sustainable product. What's on the field right now is a bunch of 4A players playing out of their minds. They're catching every break imaginable. The other team made 4 errors last night. The last out was an absolute missile right at the shortstop to end the game. Like if that's a foot up, left, right, like what? Like you're talking about a whole different thing. That's what happens in baseball from time to time. You catch fire, you catch the breaks. It just happened to the Marlins, a very average team that just went 21-6 in June. They have the same exact record as the Red Sox. They're not very good either.
Yeah.
Like, it happens. But you know what? I don't care. It's fun. And I watched the weekend games, the Saturday game. The Abreu home run was electric.
But I don't
absolutely electric.
I don't want to get it twisted because the emailer made it sound like we can't say anything. It's like my issues with the Red Sox are not on the field level. My issues with the Red Sox are above that, which is why I won't renew our tickets. I flat out won't. Until you start actually putting and investing into the team, why should I invest in you? That's how I feel.
And you know what my biggest fear is, Fred?
So the Roman Holiday contract wasn't investing in the team?
Giving a guy a contract way too early before
it's a small contract.
Like, what do you mean?
Well, for a guy that age, that's a lot of money.
But that's what they're trying to do.
They did it with all of them.
Because they don't want to have a Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
They did it with Roman. They did it with Cedar Rafaela. They did it with all these guys.
Bayo,
if you're willing to sign early, they're more than willing to do
Christian Campbell.
If they actually invested real resources into the team, they have a decent team. They could make it really good and be a World Series contender if they actually put in resources.
And they're doing it without Croquet. He's been hurt, and what?
You know what my biggest fear is?
Trevor Story.
My biggest fear right now is that they think they're right.
Yeah,
100%.
Oh, yeah.
They've just won whatever 22 out of 28 or whatever, and they think. See, the first 3 months were a fluke. The last 3 weeks are really what it is. This is what we thought all along, and they're going to continue to try to win like this.
Yeah.
And I'm just telling you, at some point, the talent difference between the teams that they're playing is going to shine through.
They know pitching. I'll tell you
Their
that.
pitching has been excellent, Fred.
Yeah.
Excellent. Do you think that Sonny Gray's this good?
I don't know. He's been good this year. That's all I know.
I know, but it's not sustainable is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And my fear is they think that they're right.
Yeah.
And they've split the
Absolutely.
atom. We don't have to spend money like all those dumb teams that have good players. We don't have to do that. We can win 14 in a row.
The last couple nights when they win and they show those guys in the boxes and stuff like that, and I'm like, Paul's right. They're going to be like, see, we knew all along.
You
It's
could
like,
see that shot they had of
great.
Breslow when the game ended last night. You could see it like, right again.
Yeah.
He's like poking around on his phone.
He's about to be tarps off.
And by the way, let me just say this in defense of
I don't
Breslow.
let whatever all that's going on take away my enjoyment of what's going on in the field.
But we're separating the two. That's what
Right.
I'm trying to tell you.
But you don't watch.
No,
because
I did.
You're boycotting the team.
So I did watch, Fred.
Yeah.
I've watched
You're
this
missing
weekend
out on
too.
all the fun, young man.
I mean, I've watched like every game the last
he's
like
not that
week.
young.
Yeah, I don't know why we keep doing that.
I love
Like
it
I'm like
because
34.
compared to me, you're young.
I think what I'm doing is totally valid. Like they do you know how much it costs to go to a game?
Okay, but
like just to walk into the park.
Don't penalize the guys working their asses off on
How
the
many
field.
times do I have to
just
say?
said I'm
how
separating
many
those
times?
two.
Right, but he's not watching them.
No, I literally watched last night. What do you mean?
But I would say that I have watched, and you know that I
know
wasn't.
you are, Paul.
But you know I wasn't.
Sorry.
But I've
not going to watch when they're
Paul,
32
I've watched the Tampa Bay series coming out of the break was a lot of fun.
You can't resist a good bouncing ball on TV. You can't resist. I don't care what the sport is or who's playing.
No, I can tell you, I could resist watching World Cup final games that evidently were sleep-inducing.
They were good.
But
it was good.
I would say that the excitement level of I didn't watch Sunday because I told you I was out golfing. But I watched Saturday. I watched the second game with the doubleheader on Friday, and the game last night was absolutely riveting.
Yeah.
It was a great baseball for a regular season game. Now, obviously, I wouldn't have been glued to if they hadn't won 13 in a row, and it was just like, they won the last game after losing the previous two.
I was the same way. Yeah.
I wouldn't have been watching as intently as I was. But I'm sorry, when you win 14 in a row, like as Bob Costas says in that clip from Moneyball, like the randomness of baseball, like that to me is fun.
Yeah.
That's intriguing.
We're
That's
all
what
having fun.
How can you not get caught up in that?
I went to see the Odyssey last night. It was really good.
You didn't watch the Red Sox
Well,
when
that's
you
the
went to
thing.
see the Odyssey?
So he's yelling at me.
I'm checking.
Shame.
I'm checking
Shame.
the phone.
My
wife's
goodness.
Like, stop it. Cut it out.
You're yelling at
Because
me.
it's a dark theater and you're checking.
Oh, you watching?
Unbelievable.
How? What was your movie review? 2 thumbs up.
Excellent movie.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really good.
I want to go see it. I want to try this.
Christopher Nolan is a freaking genius.
Oh yeah,
he really is.
No, I'd go see anything he did. Except for
Chris Nolan.
Chris
except for
Nolan.
that Tenet thing. That one I didn't quite get it.
You didn't get Tenet?
Tenet. Yeah, I didn't get into that one. But
Which
I wanna-
one?
Tenet, the Christopher Nolan movie.
Never
I
even
was
heard of it.
Very confusing. But I want to try this new movie theater here. But they don't. They have good deals on tickets, like $8 matinees.
Oh, yeah?
It's nice.
I heard it's another in the growing genre of it's non-linear, jumps around a little bit.
Yeah, you go back and forth in time. I like the way he presented it. I really do.
I want to see how was the Cyclops. I heard the Cyclops is pretty cool. It's
I don't want to ruin
haunting.
it.
No spoilers.
Haunting.
Yeah.
In case people forget, Achilles is dead. Okay, he's not.
The story's
in this
been
one.
around for about 2,000
All right?
years.
Like,
More than that.
You know how many people have been like, "Where's Achilles?" I'm
Is it
like,
a movie?
He's dead. He dies in the
Yo,
Trojan
he's
War.
not
Go
part of-
watch
actually, in
Brad Pitt.
the actual poem, the Odyssey, there's a part where Odysseus goes to Hades and he meets up with Achilles, and as well as some other legends of Greek lore.
Yeah, go watch Troy with Brad Pitt. That was,
It's a great movie
prequel.
too.
Did is this a movie that you really should see in the theater?
I would think so. Yeah. I mean, actually,
And I'm probably never
it was
gonna
shot
see it.
for IMAX. I didn't see it in IMAX, but if you can see it in
It's
IMAX,
doing
I would do that.
incredibly well.
Yeah.
There's like 3 theaters in Massachusetts.
Yeah,
that
it's
are
3
IMAX.
hours too. So,
to be
pack a lunch
expected these days.
Yeah. But I enjoyed it. It was really good.
Yeah, I've heard a lot. I haven't heard anybody have really many bad
No,
things
it was,
to say about
we
it.
were going to go see it this weekend. It was all sold out.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
All right, 855 PATS 500. Let's get to North Carolina. Eldred's on the phone. What's up, Eldred?
There we go.
Hey.
My leg.
Hey, I'm doing fine. Hey, how are y'all doing? Y'all
Doing great,
Great,
baby.
Eldred. How are you?
Okay, I'm doing pretty good too. But I got one serious question. Okay, anybody worry about Gonzalez holding out rest of the year if they try to give him don't give him the extension?
Little bit,
Mildly.
little bit.
Yeah.
Worried about him holding out
And-
camp, not regular season games, but it might linger.
Why not?
Because he's not going to do that.
A little bit for me, Eldred, and
Holding
and,
out regular season
and,
games.
and if he holds out if he has a hold in camp, I worry about him not necessarily being ready to go at the start, and that's when like hamstrings
Same here.
get pulled and stuff like that.
Injuries and stuff.
Yeah.
Same here. And what's the deal with Akis? Is he on the team and on the team?
We'll find
out.
We'll see. I mean, this is any day now. You'll find out.
My prediction for Akis is he'll be here and they'll figure this out.
Yeah. I
Is he healthy?
Well, okay.
I mean, if we
He
don't
was
see
doing
him,
squats. Did you see that?
Great.
I mean, that's question 1 or 2 for Vrabel probably on Friday when he kicks off his press conference.
Well, my prediction is 13-4, and a man.
That's a very un-Eldred-like prediction.
And I said 13-4.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
13-4. I like it.
Without trading for DK?
All right. Thanks,
I wish we
Eldred.
had DK, but we got AJ.
We got AJ. We don't need DK. All right. Thanks, Eldred. Appreciate the call. Let's see. Kyle writes in from Pembroke. Joint practices. We got 3 of them this year.
Yeah.
are infamous for having fights. We have joint practices with the Eagles, who haven't had a good split with Brown. So I have to ask, what do you think the odds are we get a Vrabel versus Sirianni, the wannabe hardo, scrap during one of the 2 joint practices?
Sirianni doesn't want that smoke. Not at all.
I think you have a better chance of seeing a Vrabel Sirianni altercation than anything involving A.J. Brown, because from what I'm been told and read is they love him.
Yeah,
the Eagles love A.J. Brown.
Right.
Now, I'm not sure that Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown are as close as they once were, but I didn't hear a bad thing about A.J. Brown from a member of the Eagles, really. Have you?
No.
I heard all just glowing
Jalen
things.
Hurts,
What about Elliott Wolf versus Howie Roseman?
Oh, now that'd be a good one.
That would be a catch-22 death match.
We bring Breslow in from over the top.
No.
Just-
Do they have like a?
Don't put Breslow in the same.
Do they have a fight with like
Bresbot.
pencils?
Right.
I did want to give Breslow his flowers, though. I think he had a really good offseason. Anyway, go ahead. Continue.
I'm a little interested about Gonzalez, and just, is there a certain point where the team he wants too much and the team says no? Like, I don't know, and that's kind of a holdover from.
Well, they're waiting for Witherspoon, right?
And Witherspoon's waiting for him.
We're in a game of chicken.
Right.
Now, the latest thing I saw was that, and I don't know how someone determined this, but the line of thought is now that Witherspoon will be the first one to sign. So I don't know, like they're represented by the same firm, same agent as Reggie Johnson, I think. I forget. CAA, I believe. But if you go by the Jeremy Fowler rankings from all the personnel people, Gonzalez was 3, Witherspoon was 4. Maybe they use that as a well. That's a
Gets a little
subjective list, but it gives you a little bit of an idea. So Witherspoon should go first, and then Gonzalez should re-up him. I don't know if Witherspoon
So you're
agrees
saying
with that.
that it's the same firm?
Yeah, they have the same
I think they have the same agent.
They do.
So it complicates it, I think, because
It does.
You can't say to Gonzalez, listen, let him go. Whatever he gets, we'll give you 5% more.
Right.
But if it's the same agent.
And now he's saying you should go first. Well, no, make him go first.
Yeah, right.
I'm better.
Who knows?
Right.
But I think they both have a very legitimate claim to that title.
Obviously. I mean,
of being better. One was 3 and one was 4.
Right. And
Different types of players.
Right.
Yeah. But does it make it more complicated for the agent, too? Because if he gets more for one
like
client than the other, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
So,
I mean, I don't think we're going to be like in different ballparks here. Like if Gonzalez gets 32, then maybe Witherspoon gets 32 and a quarter, right? Like it's not like they're going to be
the guy who
32
gets
and
more
40. Like
shouldn't blow it out of the water more, but you never know.
Yeah.
I've heard some different things.
Mike in Boca Raton about the cornerbacks for the Patriots. He says Patriots' all-time number 1 cornerback is Mike Haynes.
Mike Haynes.
Well, yeah.
And number 2 isn't even close. Haynes was on the NFL all-time top 100 team, but also because of his returning skills, right?
No, but Haynes was on the all-time NFL team because of his work with the Raiders.
Right. Well, true. Yeah.
I didn't want to bring that up.
Also, just tuned in, not sure if you covered it. Tried to watch on the Patriots app, and PU was not available. Is it available on the Patriots.com website? I hope so.
Yeah, and YouTube.
Let's check that out.
Check it out. Mike Haynes, tremendous player, by the way.
Yep.
I remember Mike
Tremendous
Haynes.
corner.
Big corner.
You don't remember Mike Haynes.
Way before my time.
Stop it.
A little over-under from Mike.
Looks okay here.
Yeah, we got it going on the app. So
try
tap that app.
Empty your cache.
Check
and,
your connection. Control
and just leave your cookies.
Control F5.
I got the blue screen of death.
Did you catch your cache? What about your cache?
Your cache.
Little
Cash over
unorthodox preseason over-under.
All right.
Oh.
Regular season games where the Patriots will be favored 9 and a hay.
Well, we can find this out already, can't we?
we already know
Yeah,
this.
right. That's out there.
Regular season games,
sounds-
9.5. I'm going to take the over.
I'll take the over. I'll take 10 over.
Although Pro Bowl selections are usually a popularity contest, amount of Patriots who make the Pro Bowl 3 and a hay.
Under.
I'm going to go over on that because I think they went to the Super Bowl last year, and usually you're a year behind on some of the players, so you'll start to get some of that residual.
You swayed me a little
I think
bit there.
3's easy, right? You
Drake,
got
A.J.
maybe
Brown,
Gonzalez, Milton
Milton
Williams, and Drake May.
I don't think that's easy.
I don't think it's easy either. At the risk of going all Fred Are we talking actual Pro Bowlers or guys that say they went to the Pro Bowl?
No, not alternates.
Because like he said, the
First or
popularity.
second team.
I actually think that it's the initial roster.
Yeah,
right. That's what incentives. That's what incentives are based on.
Right. Yeah. That initial roster is actually still semi-legit.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under then, for the same reason Evan said.
Yeah.
Okay. Total points scored against the Jets this year. Total points scored, 2 games, 54 and a hay.
Over.
Okay.
I think they might score 54.
You
in
never
one
know
game
with
against
those
the Jets.
AFC East games. You never know in the
They
division.
did some additions on defense.
One of those games is really late in the season, right?
Yeah.
Did I miss
the second to last one?
So it could be a weather game. Yeah, that's a good number. 54 and a half is a good number. I'll
third
take
to
the
last.
over just to be consistent with everybody else. And
I'm
be
going
a-
to take
and be
the
a
under.
homer.
I'm going to take the under.
Believe in the Jets.
I'm a homer.
Field goals made over 55 yards by Borregales, 2 and a hay.
Under.
Drake's not gonna. They're not.
I don't
stopping
really-
for field goals this year.
Offense is unstoppable.
I don't think of Andy
We don't need to
Borregales
kick
as
field
like
goals.
a long range.
He had one last year though, didn't he? Didn't he have like a 57-yard last year?
Sounds
Did I-
right.
Did I just invent that?
No, I think
You might have.
He teed one up. I blanked.
Not to say that he doesn't have range. You know, he's not.
Yeah, but like 3 of them,
he's
that's
not
a lot.
Aubrey. He's kicking 60+ yard field goals.
See, I'm going with the Mike Dussault theory. The
Touchdowns
offense will
only.
not be stopped. We
kids.
don't need to
I
be
mean,
kicking
Right.
60-yard
Field
field
goals.
goals. That's what happens in Dallas.
TD throws for over 50 yards, 2 and a hay.
Oh yeah, he had a 63-yarder against Denver.
63?
That's what it said.
No.
No, that was
attempt. Sorry, an attempt.
That's
They
an
attempt. He
attempt,
missed. It was
Yeah.
a long. Yeah,
He missed.
My sorry.
Touchdowns for over 50 yards plus, 2 and a hay.
over.
Over 50 yards?
Yeah.
Under.
Over.
Go over.
That's deep.
Drake May we're talking about.
Deep
here.
ball.
Come on.
Come on.
Now. Come on now, Paul. You know I got it in me.
Pretty good.
I didn't say he didn't have it in him.
Has that been? Have you been workshopping that? It's
I've been
not
working on
bad.
that a little bit. Yeah.
I didn't say he didn't have it in there, Drake.
Let's see. Back to the phones.
Golly.
We got Chucky in Wisconsin. What's up, Chucky?
Chucky.
Cheese in Wisconsin.
Hey guys, yeah. Hey guys, thanks for taking my call and welcome back.
Yeah, thanks.
To the guys that've been away. Hey, I got one that's been festering for a few months now, and I thought the off season here as we're wrapping up might be a good time to get at Paul a little bit.
Good.
So,
Good luck.
both shows. So Evan's in on this too. Both shows we talked about Drake May and the playoff performances. And I guess I'm sort of an analytics guy at heart. But ultimately, if you look at the weather in the Houston game, why are people... No, we shouldn't put the ball on the ground. But why are people griping about 3 really beautiful touchdown passes and saying that he didn't perform in the playoffs? So thanks for taking the call, and I'll take it off the air.
Okay. All right.
Well, those are good. Those
I
are
thought
good
we were,
plays.
I thought we were going to have a talk.
Yeah.
Like,
Those
you
were
just
good
can't
plays.
hit and run.
It's just a drive-by.
Yeah, I mean,
Drive-by.
he maybe the best throw that I saw him make in all the playoffs was the throw to Hunter Henry for a touchdown against the Chargers.
Oh, beautiful.
Like, I can pick out plays that were really good throws, but when you complete 58% of your passes,
And
like the body of your work just wasn't that good. When you fumbled the ball, how many times? 4 in the Houston game?
Something like that.
NFL
Like,
record.
does that not count?
No.
Analytically, he did not play well in the playoffs.
Like,
Whether-
analytically, eyeball
It is what it
test,
Yeah.
like, he did enough to win the games, and he deserves credit for that. And yes, he played against good defenses, and yes, he played in bad weather, but he
Well,
didn't play that well.
That's the question. So for Chuck E. Cheese, I'm going to throw it back at you, but, you decided to leave. What if the Patriots defense hadn't been playing so well?
Well, I would also say, like, so he made a great throw, like I said, to Hunter Henry, and he made a great throw, like, to Diggs. Like, we're just counting all the touchdowns are great throws. Like, does Diggs not get any credit for that ridiculous catch in the end zone in Houston that was, like, right in the middle of, like, 3 guys?
yeah.
Yes, the throw was perfect, but how many guys catch that? And I'm sorry, the booty catch is ridiculous.
That was amazing.
Better catch.
Right?
Right.
So you made the same throw, and that ball's incomplete, and no one's saying, oh, geez, that ball's got to get caught. But that's just the fine line. Like, the Patriots had a special year last year, and those things all went for them, and Drake May was part of that, and the receivers were part of that. Like, they deserve to win those games because they made those plays. But it wasn't just Drake May making those plays in the playoffs. Now, a lot of times during the regular season, it was Drake May. But in the playoffs, it was, as Fred said, the defense dominating, all those turnovers. I mean, Marcus Jones completely changed the – I mean, I know that he didn't have a lot. He caught a punt.
Yeah.
It was Milton Williams that killed Stroud on that play that he threw up the punt for grabs.
Oh, yeah.
That completely changed that game.
Chason.
Yeah, I mean,
Chason.
Drake
You're right.
had his moments. You know, I mean, you don't win 3 playoff games without your quarterback having some moments, but just the sum total of it, you know.
No, we
didn't have many.
We talked about like the Denver game. You know, one of the biggest plays was that 28-yard scramble that he had, or the flea flicker play. But you can't tell me that Drake May had a good offensive game in Denver.
Yeah, I mean, the weather is going to be the weather.
Right. It's the weather. Weather affected that game, and it affected the Houston game.
Right, but my point is maybe the defenses won't be as good because that was a gauntlet. Let's face it. Like you're not like Houston, Seattle, Denver was 3 of the best defenses in the league all year long. But January football in Foxborough is going to be bad weather. Like when they get into the playoffs every single year, it's not going to be 70 and sunny. It's going to be bad weather.
How did the defense play in those 3 playoff games?
Great.
The Patriots defense.
Yeah.
We don't say, well, there was bad weather for the other team.
Right.
No, we say the Patriots defense played great because they did.
Yeah, the red zone defense woke up for the first time all year.
But how about the stunts and the pressure that we didn't see all year? They didn't have that amount of pressure.
I mean,
on
we
the
might have
quarterback.
ruined C.J. Stroud.
I mean, Justin Herbert wasn't far behind either.
Right.
Some of those hits on Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert took a beating that night. I mean, absolute beating.
And he already had one hand. He was already in.
But like we don't say like no, the weather was bad, so C.J. Stroud was turnover prone. No, we say the Patriots defense killed him.
Yeah, that was the Milton Williams one. That popped into my head when you said that was on Herbert. Towards the end.
The sack.
David in Florida. I work retail, and so once I'm completely caught up on the podcast, I often go back a few years to re-listen to old shows from the bad
I
seasons.
hate when they do that. I look so bad.
I don't get.
Don't
like,
judge me, Evan. Some of us have to work manual
look
labor.
so bad.
I'm not judging you. I'm just judging you.
embarrassed.
Why do you There's got to be something better that you can do.
I could not help but notice the first show after drafting Cole Strange. The best compliment the panel could give about Strange was Fred saying, "Listen, what I hear is that he's a really nice guy." And that made me laugh out loud.
And this was before Evan, right? Like
you
were doing your own reaction. You have your own reaction video.
We don't need to. Don't play it.
Oh boy.
Don't play it.
Don't do
He
it.
played it. I knew that.
I don't know what to say. The Patriots have drafted offensive lineman Cole Strange from Chattanooga.
We can stop it there.
I love
with
the
the
like
29th
the
pick in the
uptick
draft.
at the end, like there was a question, like
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Along the same line, do you guys ever go back and watch full games during the dog days of the offseason, not just for film breakdown? If so, what games are go-tos? I personally love rewatching primetime games like the Giants Monday Night Football game. Great show.
I mean, I don't watch full games. I do. Will flip on some highlights from time to time when I feel like, wait, what happened in that game? Because I find, I don't know if it's just doing this job or maybe it's just getting old. Like Paul, we talk about, I have trouble like what exactly happened in that game? You know, like they all kind of start to blend together. So sometimes, but the Super Bowl I haven't watched really. I mean, I've looked at parts of it, but I haven't watched the Super Bowl on
I haven't
TV.
watched the Super Bowl either. The only thing I would say, sometimes NFL Network will just replay random games.
Right, yeah.
And whether the Patriots or not, I would never sit there and watch 3 hours of a replay, but like I would maybe click it on and highlight. Oh,
you watch Sox
I remember
too?
this drive. No, not unless there's something very specific.
Yeah. It's not at midnight.
No, but like
Fred watches them the first time and then he
watches it
Sox.
again. Yeah, I'm not a big.
In case you missed anything.
I'm not a big rewatch guy. And that might be
Me
because
neither.
of that weird thing that I have with the recall. Like I kind of remember the sequence. Now again, ask me what happened like 2 hours ago.
I know.
Can't tell you.
Sam writes in, haven't seen it yet, but love it. Oh, Fred, love the show. Oh, that he's talking about
Forged.
I think he's talking about live at the Toby House.
Oh, okay. I thought he was talking about Forged.
I hope so. Anyway, go subscribe. What do you guys think the headlines will be after the first week of training camp? What will Felger be grilling Greg Bedard on?
Will Campbell.
Yeah, how's Will Campbell look through the first 3 practices in shorts and helmets?
Yeah. Is Caleb Lomu already pushing
Do you want to do it? Go ahead.
No,
You
I don't-
do
no.
Felger. I'll
No.
I'll do Bedard.
No.
Okay.
No.
You knew when you drafted him that this was the player you were getting.
Headlines.
Year 2.
Drake May guaranteed not to regress.
No.
That'll be the headline.
I think there's a strong chance it's where's Gonzalez? How are they going to figure this out?
That's a big one.
The number one thing is Gonzalez. If you tell me that he has not had a contract and he's participating fully in camp, then maybe it'll go away.
Yeah.
But if he's doing anything resembling what he did in the spring without a contract, that's the number one thing.
And then
Second thing is A.J. Brown.
Yeah. How's A.J. Brown?
How's A.J.
Yeah.
Brown?
Yeah, I mean, that's, I think, to football. I mean, I'd put Akis in kind of the Gonzalez bucket of the two outstanding personnel issues. But, yeah, I think A.J. Brown will certainly be a big focus as we get into it. How's Drake looking year 2? And, are any of these young guys improving? That kind of stuff.
One of the headlines will be, read this book, A.J. Brown sparkles in camp.
I mean, are we thinking A.J. Brown's going to do anything else besides be A.J. Brown?
No, but that'll be, obviously it'll headline when he does.
Okay. I just feel like
You don't feel like we're gonna overreact to like A.J. Brown? Like, oh, did you see that? Like, I felt like I wrote like 100 words on his catch in minicamp to lead my feature for the yearbook.
Overreact.
I totally overreacted.
Maybe in that sense, I thought you meant more like working with A.J. Brown. Because you're saying Felger and Maz. Like, to me, that's the negative slant of like...
Oh, no. I don't take it that way. I think that they're going to be looking, what are the storylines? Like, what are the big storylines
I just
that
feel
Felger
like
and Maz
they
are
like
going
their
to be talking
punching
about?
bags. So, besides, I agree with the Gonzalez stuff and the Akis stuff. Like, Will Campbell's
going to be one of them.
A lightning rod.
Right.
But he's going to ask Bedard how Will Campbell looks. Bedard's going to say something like, I had him...
He had 7 pluses.
I had
and 12
him. I had him for 2+ plays. In the one-on-ones, he was 1-1-1, but the loss went against
Isaiah Eaton,
Draymond Jones. So that's trouble. But again,
that's pretty good. I would say along those lines, though, if there was a storyline of Akis is practicing or Elijah Ponder, one of the young edge guys are kind of popping a little bit, and then that would be maybe the opposite of the Will Campbell, like. Elijah Ponder's been giving Will Campbell a hard time. Is that a good sign for Elijah Ponder, or is that a bad sign for Will Campbell?
If you want to go completely negative, if that's the way you're looking at it with Felger, like what's he going to be railing against? My guess is the media, because my feel will be that we will all be writing a lot of really good stuff because. Like A.J. Brown's going to look good, and Drake May's going to look comfortable in year 2, and Felger's going to read all these stories and go, "Oh, this is like the best team in football." There's got to be something that's an issue down there. Does anybody see anything that because everything I read, like
we're dying up here.
The punching bag will be the media because we're too soft.
We're not feeding them enough negative.
Very big on that these days. The poor Celtics beat just gets raked through the coals.
He has one guy. Gary Washburn. It's the only guy that he'll even take with any modicum of legitimacy.
Some of the things he says I agree with.
Brandon's in Syracuse. What's up, Brandon? Brandon, Syracuse.
Brandon's in Syracuse.
Orangeman.
Where's
no? Nothing? You're gone. Okay. We'll go out to the west. John's in Wyoming. What's up, John?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah. We sure can.
Long-time listener, first-time caller. I love your guys' show. I love everything that you guys do. I hope Evan and Paul had a good vacation.
Thanks.
I just have one question. When are the Patriots rival jerseys going to be back in stock? Take it off air.
Okay, thanks. Do we have the dates for the rivalry? I think they're going to wear them twice, maybe.
Yeah, he wants to know when they're going to be back in stock.
That yet.
Oh, back in stock.
To buy one, it was my understanding that it was in the spring sometime, but I have not seen them yet. Maybe it was complicated by the World Cup and the whole pro shop had to move. I don't know if that had something to do with it, but they are moving back into the pro shop. So, I would hope, I don't know anything, that they will be back for training camp. That seems like a good item.
Let's find out, and we'll get the answer for Thursday's show.
To be done in spring. Yeah. Before the World Cup.
Rivalry jerseys back in stock.
Yeah. It's a popular item. I've had a lot of.
I wonder if they'll have a new line of. The color will
get
be
them while you can, because those things were like hotcakes.
That was a real success. Those rivalries,
and it seemed like it grew on people.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the original release, everybody was like, "What the heck is that?" And then as people looked at it more,
I had a sneak peek at that long before they got. From the get-go, I said these are cool. Like the white helmet with the current logo and the color was. It was just.
I did like the color.
It's really hard to go completely different from your
Yeah.
scheme and be successful. I think that hit a home run.
I do too. I mean, I thought, it'll be interesting to see, I guess, what 8 more teams will do them this year. So you'll get another sense of, how many teams
That's
do
a good point. Because I liked them all last year. And sooner or later, someone's going to come out with something you're like, oh my God, what were they thinking? That's awful.
The Jets.
The Jets have like an all-white thing.
But it's a white one or a black one.
I thought they maybe it has nothing to do with the rivalry thing. But I saw something.
Oh, I saw
today
their
on
new
Twitter,
white uniform. I
all
saw
white
that.
with
Yeah,
the old
kinda
white
like that.
helmet.
It's a waving the white flag type of thing.
Probably, but I did think it looked good. But like the Rams one last year was pretty good. I thought I liked the Buffalo
Cardinals
one that they wore.
The sand one. The
Cardinals one was kind of different. Yeah, I didn't really see one that I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I
And
also
usually,
think
let's face it, usually
it's
you
hard
do.
to do. I mean, it's
the swag also with the Patriots rivalry stuff is really cool. Like the jackets and the hoodies and like I think that helps.
I really like the Patriots stuff that they put out. I hope there is. I agree with the caller. I hope that they produce more of that.
Ed's in North Carolina. Hey, Ed.
Hey.
Hey.
Gentlemen.
What up?
Oh, I didn't know I was through there.
Use that term
caller.
loosely. Yep.
I've been listening since you drafted my fellow Tar Heel alum, Drake May.
All right.
Love you guys. I had an interesting kind of question for you, and it relates to the kickoff changes we've seen in the last couple of years. Knowing these kickoff changes want to kind of encourage kickoff returns, when are we going to see a team take a non-kicker on special teams and have them kick off? It leaves you someone on the back end that can make the play if the returner breaks through. And quite frankly, gentlemen, it's not that hard to kick the ball 50 or 60 yards. What do you think?
Well, Kansas City did it a little bit, but I would think that it is kind of a specialized skill to kick the ball where you want,
especially in the
where you want it to
has
go,
to
the
land
landing
in
area.
the landing
Yeah.
zone. I don't think that we've seen it be enough of an explosive play to need to put another athlete on the field. If there was returns happening every single week and it was kind of what we're seeing more of is like, can you get the 30-yard line is like sort of the line of demarcation that most coaches are going for. So I don't know if there's the need
And if
for
you don't,
it.
the penalty, refresh my memory. The penalty for not hitting into the landing area is to the 40, right?
Yeah. Right.
So I don't know if that's worth the risk.
Yeah, they changed there's one loophole that I think they shored up this offseason where like when the kickoff gets moved up because of a penalty, like it makes more sense to like kick it outside the landing zone and they fixed that. But like
kick it out of bounds.
Yeah. I don't know if it really. There's definitely been more returns.
Yep.
I don't think there have been more longer returns.
Right. They usually get to around the 30.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think it's worked and it hasn't. I guess I'm trying to say.
Who's going to be the Patriots kick returner this year?
Thanks, Ed.
Their third running back and maybe like Kyle Williams or
Kinda
whoever
seems
their
like
fifth or
someone
sixth
come
receiver.
and take it. We don't have this is like Antonio Gibson last year felt like he's going to be kind
Save
of the
that
guy, right?
for Wednesday.
The third running back has been whoever that was. Dearness Johnson, Terrell.
I mean, is that
Jennings,
Something tells me Barth has been up late.
Right.
I mean, they have to fill this kickoff return spot.
I guess
It's a revolving door last year.
Are we okay with that?
Reggie Gilliam, big impact blocker on kickoff return.
Follow 44.
Ray Davis.
And Buffalo. Go ahead.
Yeah, all-pro
They had a
returner
great
for them
kick
last
return
year.
last year.
Because Reggie Gilliam, really good lead blocker. I think to the caller's point about the kicker, the thing I'm more interested in is like, are we ever going to get more creative with the returns themselves? Like how they're blocked and how, you put two guys back there and maybe you have, reverses and things like that. Everybody has played it like super safe so far. Yeah. Like they really haven't done anything. They've done some stunting and like looping with blockers, but nothing like too crazy.
You guys like it?
No.
I mean, it's definitely added returns.
Yeah.
So it's done what they wanted it to do.
I like that part of it, I guess, but
I don't really like it very much.
No,
I just feel like they
looks
haven't.
weird. Still looks weird to me.
Right, yeah.
I just feel like there's a lot more meat on that bone, and I think nobody, for whatever reason, teams are afraid to risk it. Like they feel like there might be it might lead to a turnover or something. I don't know.
Springer been in the lab this offseason,
But
drawing it up.
There just seems to be like something there that like, especially if you need it like late in the game and like you need like a big momentum play or something like that.
Run like a reverse.
I'll drop a name. I was having lunch with Ernie Adams, and this was when they originally came up with the new rule. And I said to him, I really think that this thing could lend itself to some really unique blocking schemes. And he was like, he got like really excited for a second. And he's like, yeah. But he held back. He wouldn't tell me what he was thinking. Because I think he's just so conditioned to not give out information. But his eyes lit up like, yeah. So I bet you if he was still in the game, on the team that he was on, you might see some stuff.
The Bills would do some things, and Gilliam was a big part of it. So maybe it's a weapon
part of it.
for the
Because I was kind of saying like, is it bad that they don't really? I mean, maybe they do have a plan, but from the outside looking in, it doesn't seem like it seems just a place where let's just have a guy in there.
I
And
think they
don't
have
fumble
options,
it.
though. I mean, I think Henderson should be an option now. Maybe if they feel like he's too valuable to the offense, but like, I don't. Isn't it kind of just a running play?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but I'm just like, if I'm Jam Miller, I'm like, kid, you got a real opportunity here.
Jam Miller's
like, you got a
in
real
the
opportunity to, be the guy. Like, this is a role that is completely.
I just think Henderson's like explosiveness to me is tailor made for that. I mean, Marcus Jones is every bit as valuable, more so. And he's an electric weapon on punt returns. I would hate to see them take that away from him.
I think reverses and stuff like that, because unlike a running play where you have the line of scrimmage bunched in, these guys are spread out. So if you can take advantage of that and get guys going the wrong direction, you've got a little bit more time to get up to full speed. I don't know.
They had
they're looking for creases.
But
they had two running backs get hurt on the kickoff return last year.
Right.
I don't know if they would do it again. Gibson and Terrell Jennings both got hurt returning kickoffs.
Yep.
And so putting Henderson back there.
Yeah, it's a
Was
risk.
that why they pulled back on that? I mean,
Yeah,
is that,
I think so.
Just, protecting him when they got into
Matt is either in L.A. or Louisiana. I don't know. It says Matt from L.A. I just wanted to know, everyone on here always says Paul shows. As someone who's not from Boston area and has only been listening for a few years, what are Paul's shows? Is there any show that will have Paul on and pay him money? Is really
Do they even have to pay him money?
Paul shows.
So Felger and Matt.
No, the morning show, and any radio show.
All three of the shows on Sports
or
Hub.
TV show that will have Paul. That's Paul's show.
Fair. No
I
TV
saw the
shows
ratings.
in
Our
there.
friend Hardy's doing very well. That show's doing very well.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Hardy.
I'll leave my start.
Also, awesome first podcast, Fred. My brother and I loved it and wanted to know if it's coming to Spotify or Apple Podcasts. We're talking about live at the Toby House.
Are we?
We might, right? We're starting at YouTube, and we'll see if we have to branch out.
They have an OnlyFans.
But
Is that
listen, I'll be doing it in bare feet and selling my socks.
The overalls
but
I'll be doing it in bare feet and selling my socks.
Is that how OnlyFans works?
Yeah, I don't know. You sell
You have to have
underwear
your
and
socks
stuff.
on,
don't you
take
do-
them off, and then sell them.
Right.
Slowly.
So we'll close the show. Another pitch for Live at the Toby House. It's my podcast on YouTube. Just go there, watch it, like it, subscribe. Do me a favor, pay me back for everything I've done for you for over 30 years.
That's good. I was going to start
Put
on my own
your tin
podcast.
cup away.
I got my own podcast
can't.
too. It's going to be. It's just about ticks. It's called TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah, we're just talking
TikTok.
about. We're talking about ticks.
Probably
That's,
trademarked. You probably can't use
Well, you know what?
TICK.
You know how like they have all those.
TALK.
You know how they have all those videos like people popping pimples.
Oh
and stuff?
God, yeah.
What about
Pimple Popper?
Yeah.
videos of people taking ticks off dogs?
Oh yeah, I think it'd be
Like, it's-
useful information.
It's
with the-
refreshing.
Useful.
It's
right.
refreshing.
Well,
The
like
rise
just to
in-
see dogs being helped like that. I think people
And
would
the rise
watch
in
it.
Lyme disease.
Okay.
The rise now it's
Lyme disease.
It's
is
going
everywhere.
on. It's
refreshing.
There- I think there's there's some kind of vaccine I think in the works though, which I think
Yes,
is great for
Yeah.
us.
they're working on that.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that on TikTok.
We took Atlas
It's about
on.
time.
There's a big tick problem on Martha's Vineyard.
Oh my
all
God,
animals.
Martha's Vineyard was the most
Oh,
overrun
yeah.
tick place I've ever been.
Nantucket, too.
So we were coming out of I was taking him out at night when we got back from dinner, and there was a skunk.
Oh, yeah.
And luckily I saw it before we went all the way out on the lawn. And it was just sitting right in front. But that's the one thing about the vineyard: the bugs, the rodents, it's rampant. But the ticks, every time we took them on a walk, we had to check them for ticks when we got back in.
Ticks, poison ivy, and mosquitoes.
Let's go.
Why do we need them?
Skunks. Lots of it's a on
Part of the ecosystem.
This summer on the island.
I think we
there's a lot
could
of
do
skunks.
without it. The ecosystem would be fine if we eliminate those three.
I don't think that's true, but
I know it is. I know it
It's
is.
a little late in the show, but how does skunks get on the vineyard?
Yeah. Hop on a ship, maybe?
Yeah, garbage vessels.
Oh, garbage, yeah.
Things like that.
we also saw it.
Like I can see rodents, but how does a skunk get there?
Every morning we'd wake up and there'd be a family of turkeys
Oh.
out on the lawn.
Get
Well,
David
they
Andrews.
obviously could fly there.
Turkeys can't.
Turkeys, they fly. I flew
Fly a little bit.
They do fly a little
They do
bit.
fly.
They couldn't. They couldn't fly
I
from
saw
the
one-
mainland.
no.
to the,
Yeah, I saw
to
one
the
fly
vineyard.
up.
No, when a
Tree.
bear
They fly up in a tree.
The rare times that bears get on the Cape, they don't swim across the canal. They usually they're on those garbage vessels and they get across.
Did I tell you when I was driving home on the Mass Pike, I saw a dead bear on the medium. I've never seen a
When
dead
was
bear
that?
before.
Oh, that's
like
that's
Western
sad.
Mass, and I was like, oh my god, you never see, and it's black bear just dead right in the middle.
You should see the
never
car.
Such a
What?
You should see the car. That
I
hit
know.
it.
I can't. It didn't look
Great
that
story,
mangled
Mike.
though. Like
Nice.
you know, but
Tune in again tomorrow. Catch 22.
Dead bear.
We're gonna definitely be talking about this.
We gotta tell the animals, don't try to cross
I know,
those
those
roads.
cars
Just
are-
stay on
cars
the
are
other
heavy.
side. All right. We'll see you on Tuesday. Catch 22 tomorrow.
Hey, this is Deuce. Thanks for tuning into the show. If you really want to help us, make sure you like us wherever you get your podcasts, like Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Also, make sure you follow us on the New England Patriots YouTube channel to see this show and everything else that we do here at the Patriots. Thanks a lot.